cancel culture is about canceling.
Up yours. Woke moralists. Up yours.
Systematic bullying that's happening.
And they believe that they invent
Cocaína.
But it's the wax that the Terminator X spun. Now they got me in a cell cause my records ain't sell. Cause a brother like me said, well,
it's born like this, immaculate conception. I transform like this, perform like this, which yells you a new weapon. I don't contemplate, I meditate, then off your head. This that puts against the bed. This that I got realness, I just push cause it's in my DNA. I got millions, I got riches building in my DNA. I got gunk, I got evil that rot inside my DNA. I got off, I got trouble, some heart inside my DNA.
They seem animalistic is what I mean.
No, they're worse than animals.
The woke mob, they ruin everything.
They stopped Ben Shapiro from going to events and speaking. They stopped Ann Coulter from doing it.
I will never surrender even a single inch of ground to a pitchfork mob.
You never cave to the mob.
We will never bow to the mob. Ever. No matter what.
Do you see the final expression of cancel culture in terrorist groups like
We'll see who cancels who. They want you to comply.
Hey, welcome everybody.
Hello.
Hey.
We're early today, which means we're only 5 minutes late, and we have a special guest. Brandon Sutton is back. Hey, Brandon.
Hey, it's nice to be back.
Happy to have you back. Nice to see everybody. Hope you all had a wonderful week. I feel like we really crushed it by being super early this week, by only being, well, I guess 7 minutes technically early. I feel like the audience should be extra thankful because this is our last episode before Thanksgiving, so we're off next week. So this is a present for them.
Thanksgiving, what's that?
Oh,
right.
Weird American
Canadians
holiday.
Here don't know what we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that the football day where all y'all watch football with the family?
I don't.
No, I don't.
Relatives gets to talk about racism.
I watch soccer. What are you watching?
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah. I don't watch anything. I play video games and nap and put up Christmas decorations.
You don't make a
like fun though.
It is, yeah. Do they celebrate in the UK, Brandon?
No, but they do celebrate in Canada. They celebrate Thanksgiving in Canada.
Just in like October, which is crazy.
Yeah.
We have a different Thanksgiving. Our Thanksgiving is all about the harvest. Yours is about the Native American genocide. Ours is about the bounty of the harvest.
Well, to be fair, a lot of American holidays are about genocide, but we don't like to, brag. I thought Canadian Thanksgiving was about being thankful you're not American. Like I thought, Canadians in October are thankful for the U.S.
Yeah, we try to wokeify it, right? At least the good people try to wokeify it in the United States to where Thanksgiving isn't about genocide. It's more about like trying to be thankful for your family and not thankful that we are on stolen land. We try to make it better to make ourselves feel better, but yeah.
Yeah, that's true. As a Black American, Thanksgiving is mostly about my most annoying holiday prank, my most annoying family member praying too long at the dinner table. That's a lot of what Thanksgiving is. It's the most annoying oldest member of my family giving an extra long prayer before anyone's allowed to eat.
Oh, really? I never considered that. Like people did the whole. I mean, I know some people who are religious pray before every meal, but I never considered that like. People actually do this is what we're thankful for Thanksgiving, and they do the long whole thing, right? Wow. Because my family does not do that.
Well, I'm just a little bit more American than most, so I don't know how to say. I will say, I mean, I don't think my family is very religious. I think we're like American religious, which like includes being thankful on Thanksgiving, which is a type of Christian religion.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, my family's just a mess, so I don't.
It's just
no
a
one's.
Your family's a mess. Okay, well, how many MAGA family members do you have?
Oh yeah,
we actually don't have any in the core family. That
Your family's not a mess then. You're normal.
Yeah,
You're
we're not.
So, Mike, do you see your MAGA family members for Thanksgiving?
No. I have Thanksgiving mostly with the liberal side of my family.
Okay.
But I haven't seen.
Are they split in two, like right down the middle? Like there's the liberal family and there's the MAGA family.
My husband's side is the liberal family, and my side is the conservative family. So I haven't seen the conservative side in a year now, and that's going to continue in perpetuity because I have no interest in seeing them and dealing with that bullshit. Because you can't you can't have a ceasefire. I can agree personally to not talk about politics, but like you'll just be in the kitchen and they'll be like, "Oh, with some woke turkey." Like they can't.
Woke turkey.
Just like as an example, right? So
it's like inserted everywhere.
They'll find some way to shoehorn it into the conversation, and they know what I do online.
Wow.
Hi, if you're watching. So they find ways to like antagonize me. So it's just impossible. So it's just like I'm good. I don't need to eat with you. I'll eat with myself and my dogs and my husband, and then that's that.
Have you considered that maybe that's their like way of hinting at you that they want to be invited onto your YouTube channel as a guest? Like,
oh,
for you
they
to
said they
interview them
wanted
and
to.
talk
They want to debate me on camera.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, you got to do it. You haven't done it yet.
No.
You got to do that.
I will not platform them because I feel like honestly, their views are indistinguishable from like Adolf Hitler's. Like so much worse than the average Republican. So that is not going to happen.
Really?
Straight up
Well,
Hitler shit. Straight up Hitler shit. Yeah.
You're in Oregon.
I'm in Oregon, yeah, but there's a
Wow.
lot of brain rot in my family, and Oregon. You go outside of Portland, and gets very rural. So yeah, I will not be platforming any family member ever because I feel like they
wasn't Oregon originally. Wasn't that the state that was originally set up to be an all-white like ethno state?
Oregon is a very racist state. Like it's blue, but don't be fooled. It is a very racist state.
But Portland's where it's cool. Like I've loved seeing Portland.
Yeah,
right.
Area,
Portland,
it's great. But like it's lib utopia in the Tri-Cities area. Portland, Beaverton, Vancouver. You travel across state lines. But if you deviate like 15, 20 minutes outside of Portland, you're gonna see some fucking Confederate flags. You're gonna see the MAGA, coal rolling trucks and shit like that.
But you know what?
Crazy.
Isn't that every state though? Like I feel like if I
probably
leave one of even one of the medium-sized cities in New York State, like go upstate, and you probably find plenty of Confederate flags for some reason in New York. But it's all about that heritage that those upstate New Yorkers have, right?
Yeah, Southern heritage. When you're from the Pacific Northwest or the East Coast, it's funny.
No, it's true. A lot of northern cities were sundown towns. A lot of northern states had like consent decrees when it came to the Voting Rights Act that you don't hear about because they're not in the South.
Right. The one benefit that I will say is that if you live in a really rural or conservative area, there's usually a really good like activist group that's super tight knit because of how insane everybody else is, and so they do a good job at keeping each other sane and do mutual aid. Like there's a couple of groups near me that are really fantastic and safe as well. Yeah, lots of immigrant outreach right now. So it is the one benefit. I mean, you have that in liberal cities, obviously, but like the groups I think are so much more personable and tight knit just because of the climates that they're in. So that's one benefit. They're there if you can find them. You just have to look for them.
So what's in the news, guys? What's going on today or this week to cover? Well, I think first I want to quickly mention the interesting news. It's not much to talk about, but it's interesting too because it just broke a couple of hours ago. Representative Nadia Vasquez of New York is retiring. She's not running again. She is the congresswoman who basically her district covers all of the commie corridor in Queens and Brooklyn. So we're about to get another, it seems very likely, we're going to get another DSA member in the United States House of Representatives and Congress. I've already seen people float the name Julia Salazar,
that'd be great.
who's a state senator, or Tiffany Caban, who is a city councilwoman. I think they're probably, from what it sounds like, it's not going to be like a competitive primary. It sounds like everyone's going to get together and figure out who should run, and they're going to coalesce around that person. As of now, maybe those talks break down, but it's only hours in now. But from what I'm seeing online, no one is announcing they're running because everyone wants to get together and figure out what to do.
Matt, do you have any insight on what's happening with DSA and the endorsement of Ossé? Because I know that there's this effort by Mamdani in particular to discourage the DSA from endorsing him. AOC saying no primary for Jeffries right now. Do you have any insight? Because I'm not like privy to New York politics, and I'd love to know.
Right. So I don't have any like insider insight, and we talked about it earlier on the Majority Report, Brandon, remember. But I mean, I'm in New York, so I guess I might know a little bit more about what's going on there than you over on the West Coast in Oregon. But
I'm out of the loop here.
It's honestly, I don't think they're, at least Mamdani. This is the disappointing part. I wish he would just actually say why he doesn't want to endorse he doesn't want DSA to endorse Che, because I don't think it's the reason he's giving, which is now is not the time. I mean, this is the guy who literally was just running as the upstart no chance 1% in the polls candidate, literally on the election the day before election day, walked through Manhattan holding a banner saying our time is now saying that this is not the time for that. I don't think that's the reason. I think my understanding is that there are forces within the DSA in New York, the New York City chapter of the DSA, who don't trust Ossé entirely. He wasn't always a DSA member. From what I recall, he was a little bit critical about the DSA. And this is not knocking him. I think he's a good city councilman. He's definitely a progressive and a leftist. But this is just what it is. And he literally just rejoined DSA like a week ago. And I think it seemed... So I think some people see it as, he's being a bit of an opportunist, trying to join back in DSA and hoping they'll endorse him so he can use their on-the-ground game to help. I don't care about any of that. I think he's shown himself to be a good city councilman. He's got good politics.
And he's not Jeffries. Like
he's not Jeffries.
Yeah, that seems to be like.
I mean, I think
at this point.
think another thing that I think Emma, if I recall, brought it up. There might be feelings that Jabari Brisport, who is a state assembly member I think he's a state assembly member in that district, is a more liked potential candidate by the DSA, and they might want to be saving a potential primary run for him, even if he doesn't do it this time around. I don't know. I think the DSA doesn't want to endorse. I get it. I think Zohran probably should have just stayed out of it.
Yeah, that's what I
like. It would have been enough for him.
Confused by.
Like it would have been enough of a message for him to just not endorse in it, that like he doesn't support the run. He doesn't need to go out there and actually literally advocate against the guy. I think that's messed up. Because there's
AOC. Because what they're saying, they're not specifically making an argument that no, I don't think that she should do it. They're just saying now is not the time to primary Hakeem Jeffries. AOC said this too. It's like AOC literally got into office by primarying leadership. And I get that there's all these arguments about, oh, it's going to be an uphill battle. It's difficult. Jeffries is still popular in his district. I mean, the same was true for AOC and Joe Crowley, Cuomo versus Zohran Mamdani. It just doesn't make sense. And if you don't feel like this is the right time, but you know where the energy is at right now, why not just... Because you're just it's just I disagree on this for sure, 100%. I mean, even if you think he's going to lose and you don't want to endorse him, we've heard time and time again, one of like the mottos of being a leftist is the feel good rhetoric of, even if we lose, we push that person to the left. You know what I mean? Exactly.
We literally hear, and it's the truth because I worked on that campaign, how Cynthia Nixon's basically no chance campaign to defeat Andrew Cuomo for governor back in 2018 helped lead to Andrew Cuomo being such a weak candidate. They literally learned from her failed campaign to overthrow him. And apparently, from what I understand, they used some of those lessons they learned to help Mamdani beat Cuomo for mayor this time around. I mean, let Che run against Jeffries, and you'll learn some things about where if he loses, you'll learn some things about where in the district you need to work on, what groups you need to reach out to. You'll learn a lot from even a loss there. I don't get it.
Yeah, it makes no sense. And like, if they are doing this and seemingly defying the overall like base, like where the momentum is, they have to understand how demoralizing this is. If people see this and they're like, oh, as soon as they get elected, they get defanged or deballed or neutered in some way, and they automatically capitulate to the establishment when the establishment doesn't give a fuck about them. Like, Jeffries endorsed Mamdani, like 2 weeks before the election? He doesn't care about you. You have no reason to pay fealty to him. I understand Catherine Hochul because Mamdani wants a working relationship with her. That makes sense, so you don't want to ruffle feathers there. But, like, if Jeffries is getting primaried, just let it happen and step back and
just stay out. Yeah.
I genuinely am so like baffled by this. Not just because like, even if they don't agree, it's just bad politically to be like, no, you can't primary Jeffries right now. Don't do that. It makes no sense to me.
Like in the kindest way, I guess, if you want to make this argument, but also doesn't make sense because they could easily find a replacement for him who's just as leftist. He doesn't want to lose a city councilman who will be on his side voting for his agenda. But again, Che is going to be, if he won, he'd be replaced by someone with very similar politics. This is, I don't get it. I think it's very, and I think it makes them look not so great. And this is just, I still like Mamdani and AOC, obviously, but I think this is the wrong move. It's completely incoherent with the message that you were just sharing, saying it is our time is now, and then days later going, no, not our time there. It just doesn't make any sense.
To address the super chat that Tim just sent in regarding Zohran and DSA, I saw reports that the concern is Jeffries is far too popular in his district to waste DSA funds and resources supporting this campaign when it could be used on change in the city. I get that, but like DSA doesn't necessarily have to endorse him if they feel that way. I understand them trying to be selective, but like you don't try to block the primary, from happening altogether. That's my main contention.
Yeah, we're not arguing that the DSA and Mamdani need to endorse Che. It is well within their right to both of them groups, to Mamdani
1,000%.
and to stay out of it. But they're not staying out of it. They're actively getting involved. I mean, DSA has to. So this doesn't work for the DSA, but Zohran Mamdani is actively getting involved to convince Che not to run in the primary. Period. That's one thing he's doing. But then also to convince the DSA not to endorse Che. And I think. I think it's just the wrong move. It's completely against the message he had. If you think Che's going to lose, then just let him. You don't need to endorse him, and that's fine. But just to try to hold him back is completely. I don't get the calculus there.
There's another question regarding this that's interesting by Ryan, who says thoughts on Blake primarying Torres. Michael Blake. Torres is terrible, but Michael Blake apparently was at APAC conference and a Johnny-come-lately progressive. I'll take a Johnny-come-lately former APAC speaker as opposed to the loudest cheerleader for genocide in the House right now. That's my opinion.
Right. Like, listen, we need to be amendable here. We need to realize that we're not going to have the perfect candidate. We're not going to have a Zohran Mamdani defending his supporters chanting globalize the intifada in every race. It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. And if Michael Blake is someone who, through the current time period, has learned that, hey, I shouldn't want to APAC support, and I'm going to not take it, and he's running against someone who is literally like APAC's BFF, then we'll take the guy who's decided to follow the way things are moving than the guy who's actively fighting against the way things are moving.
Yeah, 1,000%.
I actually like this guy. There's a few people running, from my understanding, in Torres' district. There's this LaRouche guy who's run a few times. He's the guy who's like interrupted AOC's town hall a few times. Him, I don't care about. But there's another guy who's running as an independent. I forgot his name, but he actually has a really good platform.
He's amazing.
And I wish he didn't run as an independent. He should be running. I get people's aversion to doing that, but you're in New York. There is no lane for an independent. I'm sorry. I mean, Andrew Cuomo just probably ran the greatest independent campaign in New York history, and he still sucked ass. I mean, that's how, like, he got like 42% of the vote. That's probably an amazing independent campaign in New York. I don't think any independent candidate in New York's ever got 42%. It's an amazing campaign, and that amazing campaign still sucked shit. You know,
he's a real inspiration. He's a real inspiration to you. I mean, but to all your points, I think leftists in America, outside of even just politician, the ones with political aspirations, tend to suffer from the desire to seem reasonable to like liberals in ways that like oftentimes undercut like leftist organization or ideology in the long run. And so I can't blame people for feeling demoralized or demotivated to see like another leftist politician who gets elected, immediately seem to start triangulating when it comes to their message. And that's something to be on the lookout for. But, there is such a thing as strategy. And I always say to my audience, good thing as leftists, it doesn't really matter in terms of what we should do when it comes to like what we should do when these politicians don't follow us. And that's keep agitating. Right, like regardless of where Zohran Mamdani ends up being, that doesn't change what like the leftist organizers need to keep doing. It's just upsetting that they're not always like one-to-one, and they start to take these positions that seem geared towards like winning over centrist and liberals, who I think we have a lot of trepidation with trying to incorporate into our party or not our party into our views, because they tend to be more like amenable to corporate solutions. And so like I do think people are right to be cautious about Zohran Mamdani, like once burned, twice shy. But at the same time, like doesn't stop you from agitating. Don't forget, doesn't stop you from organizing or volunteering or doing anything, which is not to like offload any of the responsibility or the upsetness. It's just a statement of fact that there's never a better time to get involved yourself than right now.
Yeah. Another point about this that
and to say like, oh no, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say like we hold like the pragmatic position here, like of our, even with this criticism of Mamdani and the Ossé situation. Like we're not those like weirdos who are like, Mamdani's not out there espousing Lenin, and we're not taking the tanky position here. That,
but yeah,
because I actually think he made an understandable, decent, well thought out political play with keeping Tish, the current police commissioner. We talked about this in the Majority Report earlier today too, where like that's not the fight to have right now. His whole thing was the affordability thing. If he's able to focus on that and not worry about this whole narrative that the city is unsafe because he's keeping the police commissioner that people seem to like, then that's a good move. And also on top of that, I think another thing is like, who is he going to replace the police commissioner with? I said this earlier on the Majority Report. Like, there's not like a woke police commissioner or like leftist Marxist police commissioner waiting in the wings. There's not going to be a better person to put than the person who's currently there, just to make people feel like, it's a smooth transition where nothing's changing when it comes to the police for now. I think that's the smart move, so he could focus on the more important things, like, the free bus platform, the child care platform, and all those affordability platform planks that he wanted to hit first.
That's fair.
I think you could do it. Matt. I think you could.
Yeah, I was like, Tinder. What about you?
I should run the NYPD. I don't know if that's all right.
No,
boys,
but I think I know I came in.
You gotta be real corrupt with it.
But I know I came in super late. But I think that, and I don't know the full details of the story, but I caught up enough. And with all of you guys, I wouldn't be the one, because of course we were all cheering Zohran on and still are. But this was such a terrible look to see how if that were to happen to him as somebody who's running or doing anything and somebody would have come in and stop him. Well, they already tried, but in that way, if you had the power to just block it, but to see that you done came from somewhere, you don't came from a little bit of a struggle. You know how it was in the beginning for you. And then this is how you're starting off to try and block somebody because there's, to protect this other seat because it's just better. And we don't want to have somebody else do, but it's like, no, we don't know that. I mean, the optics, but then we don't know that. And here you are blocking that for somebody else. That's not what you said you stand for. So that is a terrible way for us to see you. So hopefully there's a fix. So hopefully there's so I don't really know how you did it, right? You did it. It's done. You try to block this man from at least getting the vote, from something like at least getting the chance, to get ahead, and just to know that it's coming from somebody who just experienced or could have experienced this themselves in so many different ways, even from AOC. So that's why I'm like, it does. Sometimes they do things that just seem more right-leaning, but it just reminds me that this is the game of politics at the end of the day. And
do you think the deal was brokered behind the scenes? Do you think that's why? Were they asked to do this, or was there hey, by the way, we want you to, make sure you don't disrupt by getting someone to try and, deplatform a very? Is that what happened? I'm asking.
That's so dumb because Mamdani gets nothing from a Jeffries endorsement.
Exactly what this is. Yeah. I just think he should have just stayed out. He didn't have to endorse Che. He didn't have to do what he did. He just should have. The smart move would have been to stay out, and he could have just said, "I'm going to let the process play out." That to me would have been the right move if he doesn't like Che or doesn't want Che in that seat or running. Just stay out. I mean, that's literally what Jeffries did to you. He just stayed out. So you should just stay. You should have returned the favor by just staying out too.
Let the battle play out, because you never know. I mean, a primary candidate, maybe if it's not Ossé, maybe it's somebody else, catches fire in that district in the same way that AOC did, or in the same way that Zohran did. So yeah, to Rebecca's point, it's like when everybody is super fired up and excited and feeling rejuvenated, we can't have the first impression of somebody we got elected taking power, just immediately start triangulating and playing the game, because it's very discouraging and makes it harder for other candidates to gain traction, because everybody's going to think, oh, well, they're just going to immediately start playing the fucking game as soon as they get in office. And that's really bad. Just to put it bluntly, Zohran cannot fuck this up, because if he Obamas Zoomers, that's a whole nother generation that is going to be completely turned off and blackpilled from politics. It took me a long time after feeling betrayed by Obama to finally get to the point where I'm like, all right, maybe change is possible. So he cannot kill the momentum. AOC should not be trying to, squash the momentum. I understand organizations like DSA, Justice Democrats, being more selective in who they choose to back, because yes, resources are limited. But as Matt was saying, just stay out. Stay the fuck out if you don't want to personally get involved, because we can't expect you to be in every single race. That's not going to happen. You don't have unlimited resources. But if somebody wants to fucking run, let them run, for fuck's sake. I don't understand the need for them to insert themselves in these situations at the behest of the establishment, when the establishment would never put their necks on the line for them. Chuck Schumer won't even say if he voted for Zohran Mamdani, the Democratic nominee.
He definitely
I don't think
did not.
He did either. I don't think he did either.
He 100% voted for Cuomo. No doubt about it. I mean, there was that report where source said Schumer's entire motivating ideal, according to this report that I saw a couple weeks ago, is the idea that he must keep the left pro-Israel or the Democrats pro-Israel. So that's why he didn't endorse Mamdani. So if it's on that same aspect, that same line of thinking, in that same vein, if that's your reason for not endorsing Mamdani, I can't see you personally voting for him either.
Right.
It's the same. Yeah.
Especially when he gives a non-answer. He's, there's a reason why he didn't answer. Otherwise, he'd say, I voted for the Democrat. At the very least.
An answer is an answer.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Vote blue no matter who, except when there's someone who we don't approve of. But you guys, doesn't matter if you like them or not. You got to vote for them. Hillary, Kamala, Biden, you got to vote for him. Mamdani, I'm not voting for him.
That's how
That's
Mamdani
literally what
sounds.
happened. That's what happened.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
But is
Yeah,
okay, so just a question as a non-New Yorker, non-American, could this be part of the fact that like so much of the establishment wants Mamdani to fail? He's up against both like, you know, the entrenched Democrats and the Republicans, and right now maybe just trying to play the game in order to not get like, you know, because they don't like him either, right? Like is that part of it? Is there a real political strategy here?
I mean, I don't know exactly if they want him to. I don't like the weird thing is like apparently like the Democratic Party like foot soldiers, like the staffers, like the young people, the people who actually run the offices of the DNC and who are in there. Apparently, they really like Mamdani. If you'll look at any Democratic like ads or videos, anything to promote the Democrats, especially after the election, they were including Zohran Mamdani along with the new governors of Virginia and New Jersey as if they're all best buddies in their videos, because they like Mamdani. They see it's the actual members of Congress, the actual politicians of the Democratic Party who aren't progressive, who don't seem to like him. But at the same time, I think Kathy Hochul does not want him to fail, especially Kathy Hochul, because she's up for a re-election herself. And, you know, that's why she's been very friendly with him. It's not because all of a sudden she became a leftist. It's because she actually, if you'll notice, she's been a lot better since Trump came back into office, because she actually plays with politics and wants to win. So she's not really ideological. She's ready to bend with the wind a bit. And so she
needs New York City to succeed for her to succeed, right? Like,
yes. So I think she wants Zohran to. She's gonna be that sort of like, I hate to say it, but it does seem like this is how she's viewing herself, because she's older and he's young, as this like parental figure who's going to allow him some things to keep him and the base happy, but she's not going to give him the whole enchilada or whatever the phrase is, because she still needs to portray herself as like the serious like person in town who's willing to stop the unserious stuff of his. So I do think there will be like some things. I think he'll get the childcare thing. I think will definitely happen, because I think that's something Democrats can uphold as a win, period. And there's also other states already looking into that, so it's not like, you know, completely out of bounds, and that will be huge. And I do think they'll probably give him the grocery stores and or the bus, at least a test run of the free buses. And then we'll take it from there, I guess. But I think there'll be some other ways where they'll try to shut him down too.
Then comes ACAB.
Yeah, exactly. On the subject of Zohran Mamdani, David did a video about this, but I had to talk about it here as well because it's so perfect. Of all places, Polymarket, they shared the best rage bait I've ever seen regarding Zohran Mamdani. So they tweeted, Zohran Mamdani to require all New York elementary school students to learn Arabic numerals. And I just scrolled by this, not really thinking anything of it, because it's like, LOL, this is such an old ass joke. But the response was so fucking insane. How many people started reacting to this? There's screenshots like, things are bad when you can't tell if this is real or a joke. Dear God, it's real, isn't it? Disgusting American kids should be taught American numbers.
American.
My favorite here.
Hold on. The Letterman guy is a troll. He's in on the joke.
Oh, okay. Because I saw the response to Laura Loomer and I wasn't sure if she was joking.
She deleted that.
I've
tweet,
also
though.
seen this.
She deleted it and put out a new one with winking faces. So I think she was fooled, and then she didn't want to seem like she was fooled.
Okay.
Right. This Asmongold video, I've seen this. This feels like him being in on the joke too, even though
I think he's in on it.
In on a joke.
Yeah, he is. Okay. Yeah. Because you can't.
Yeah, he does
I feel
it a
like
lot.
even for him, there's no way. But I'll just play it. But that makes me feel better, honestly, knowing that he's in on the joke, because
his audience might not realize it though.
Dami is expected to.
Right. That's very true. Right.
But how? How like I don't know how you can't not know. Like this is insane. But
People, I think we really need to understand just how, and I say this as someone who is a big people person. We need to understand just how dumb people are.
Right.
It's just the truth.
Ignorant.
They need things explained.
Yes, ignorance.
But it's also like it's ignorant, yes, but also dumb. No, but I mean, like that's like a thing that you're like even like. You know, it's not like some like left wing thing either. Like even the capitalist business world that these guys love so much. I learned in like business stuff with like doing like in school and stuff. Like you must always make your marketing, your instructions, your onboarding experience. You must tailor it to your lowest audience member. You have to just assume that everyone who is your audience is just coming in at the most baseline kindergarten level. And that's the audience that's the audience all the advertising and everything needs to appeal to. Because the smarter people and everyone up the line will just get it anyway.
I agree with that, actually. When working in media, they actually teach you that in journalism. When you're communicating with people or you're communicating any type of information to people, whether it's a joke or whatever, you got to, even if it's just the facts, the story, you got to give it to them because most people are not that well-versed. They're not that educated. They don't receive information. If you use a word, it'll throw them off. A lot of people aren't able to receive it. So you got to talk to them, lay it down for them to receive the information. And that's how they'll take it. So if you throw like sarcasm or something to these type of people, they're going to be like, they're probably not going to be able to receive it as what it is. I did see this. This is not the only place that I've seen this. This, I guess it was the same sentence or whatever. The breaking news, he's going to teach all. This was like a week ago. I saw this same thing trending with on Threads.
Oh, okay.
So I guess
this was a meme
so
going
they
around.
probably,
Yeah, I don't think
they probably stole the
Polymarket wasn't the first.
Well, I've got to give Asmongold credit.
To me, the
because
real
his
issue
acting
is
good
why
here.
To me, the real issue. Oh, no, go ahead, play it. I think we're breaking up. That's why I'm.
Okay.
I'm interrupting.
I'll
Go
play
ahead.
it real quick. It's super short. It's like 20 seconds, but his acting is pretty good. It had to be convinced.
New York elementary school students to learn Arabic numerals.
He's not acting good, Mike. What are you? Look at his mouth is wide open. His eyebrows are going all over the place. He's clearly trying to act.
It was the whole. It's happening so fast. I'm like, oh my god.
It's
oh my god.
So fast. There's a longer clip where he's like, they're going to start teaching the Quran in schools now or something. But even that's delivered in a way where it's like, if you didn't know who he was, you could be fooled into thinking that he actually. I mean, I think people that know who he is are maybe have more of a reason to think that he's being truthful because we've seen him before and say the shit he said before. Like he was.
Rebecca, I just put out a documentary on him, so watch it. I'll send you the
YouTube.
really,
Lance?
Yeah, I did an hour and 20-minute documentary of the entire.
Okay, yeah, send that to me because I don't know.
Shit.
I don't know these white people.
Did you include the dead rat alarm clock, Lance?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
There's much worse than the dead rat alarm clock. Like that's the stuff that he reveals, not the stuff that his fans have found and stuff like
That's
that.
wild.
The dead possums like crashing through the ceiling, or like the spider pizza mold, or the soup vomit, like carcass shower curtain. Like there's a lot.
Right.
He literally lives in taxidermy. Yeah.
Can you explain the dead rat alarm clock to Rebecca? I just need to see her reaction.
Okay. Y'all love to play with me.
I also don't know what this is.
You don't know either.
Rebecca, what do you think? What do you think?
I might be able to find the clip. Actually, give me a second.
Is the clip?
Is it just like is it that literally like?
Yes,
yeah, literal. Yeah.
So he's really well known for getting tons of takeout and then just leaving all the shit everywhere. So he's covered in garbage all the time, and that brings in roaches and rats and other animals into his stream. Like he's had cockroaches crawl on his body into his home on his show. He's been doing live streams as cockroaches crawl on his body and stuff like that.
Streaming is hard.
Disgusting. And then for a while, he had a dead rat that he couldn't find. And then eventually, as the sunlight hit the rat, it would wake him up because of the stench. So it became his alarm clock. It taught him to wake up in the morning because he could smell the dead rat. Yeah.
Ew,
I thought he turned a dead rat into an alarm clock.
Why? Why?
but not that it was actually just the sun hitting it.
Why?
By ignoring it.
This sounds like
with this.
This just sounds like the kind of thing that like Jack Skellington sings about in the Nightmare Before Christmas, like presents to get children.
Okay, I'll play. This is his explanation of the alarm clock.
What kind of?
Get the dead rat out. I don't need to anymore. It doesn't smell bad. It would. The thing is, I used to use a dead rat as an alarm clock, actually, for my stream, because basically what happened was, whenever the sun would come up, it would start cooking the corpse of the rat, and then it would start smelling again, and then the smell would wake me up. So I would use the rat effectively as an alarm clock, and as soon as it, you know, it got hot enough, it would wake me up, and then I would know, oh shit, it's time to stream.
Oh my God.
That's not even the worst. Like, I had to do a deep dive into his whole history, and like, you know, he has 6 of his original teeth. I don't know if you knew about that.
Whoa.
You know, like, all the teeth you see are fake teeth. Yeah, because he lost a lot of his teeth from having soda, not brushing properly, and stuff like that.
I can't imagine him brushing his teeth.
He has to chase water with soda.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's someone where like
I can't knock him for the soda stuff. But he should brush his teeth.
He's someone where I truly don't understand his appeal. Like I don't understand why people want to watch him.
Because
like, he's horrible to look at. He's horrible to listen to. He's stupid.
He looked like,
what is this?
Jesus. Ew. Everything is just ill. Like I don't even. My stomach.
He's gone 3 months without showering, and then recorded a video to explain what the process was like and how it affected other people and stuff like that. Yeah.
Maybe his appeal is just like he's relatable to like half Americans. Like,
yeah, I mean, I think Oscar the Grouch is like a lot of people's favorite Muppet. Or is he a
That's
Muppet?
True.
Or
He was my favorite.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
and actually, I'm not like super steeped in this lore, but when you describe him and he describes it, it sounds like the kind of stuff that was in cartoons when I was a kid, like with those like Klasky Supo type cartoons, like Real Monsters and stuff like that. Like that's the kind of lifestyle he's living.
Garbage can living people.
Yeah,
but
people like that.
Yeah, but those are cartoons.
Don't bring Oscar. Oscar, we love Oscar, right? But this is crazy. Like this right here is insane. Like doesn't that do something to your insides? Is that not toxic? Right?
Yes.
You are
it's
forcing yourself into living a certain kind of way people don't want to live, right? That are forced to live. You are just saying, hey, I'm going to try these things out. And
it's part of his personality.
Is it possible that he's actually like
dangerous?
a secret genius and he's really clean? He bathes every single day, and this is
That
just the
could
character
possibly
he
be
plays.
true. That's probably his house where
that
he
would make me
streams
feel
from.
better.
There's been IRL streams inside his house with other people where they film it. It's as disgusting as you think. Like it's
So
bad.
he wants to live with the roaches? Like he does that on purpose? Like he wants to.
He is. It's part of the thing. Like you can't shame him for this stuff. You can't call him out for it because he's not only like he's fine with it. He gives it out. He's the one who tells people these stories, right? Like it's not as if like you know this is like it was uncovered on Reddit and people found a camera angle and then they're like, oh, there was a roach in the room or something. You know, it's part of who he is.
Like if the roach comes, he's like, hey Bob, just Bob, and he continues to stream. I cannot. Oh,
It's wild. It's wild.
Wow. Binder was so disgusted he left.
Yeah, I don't
no,
blame him.
he knows his camera acting up. Somebody probably told him in his chat his camera was acting up. He was delayed too.
I was curious to get your guys' take on the Epstein Files because, you know, it seemed like it was never going to happen. Finally, they had the discharge petition pass, and then my thought was, oh, this is never going to go to the Senate. And it goes to the Senate immediately, passes by unanimous consent, which for those who don't know, that doesn't mean that every single person voted on it. They just put it up for a vote. And if anybody objected, then it didn't pass. But if nobody objected, then it passes. And it goes to Trump's desk, and then he signs it immediately. So this can only mean that they're fucking with the Epstein files, right? Like them
redacted files. We ain't getting.
They're taking his name out.
Down to the bone.
No way.
That's right.
There's
we got no meat on them bones. Okay, they're giving us nothing. nothing. Dead.
Mike, you see what Ken
nothing.
Klippenstein put out just based on the language alone of the actual bill that got signed? The word unclassified was included, which means in the interest of national security, they can redact anything they want. So when it comes out, what you're going to get is it's going to have some new dirt, and it's only going to be stuff, I think, that incriminates Democrats or Republicans who've been thrown under the bus who aren't loyal enough to Trump. So you might get some stuff on Clinton, you might get some stuff on some other Democratic insiders, but Trump will never release documents that damage his like presidency or reputation. Like that's never happening.
Right.
So with a lot of this, you see that what was it last week? We did make we had somebody on here, I forget his name, friend to the show, who made the prediction that, you know, and I agree with him that Donald Trump will be cutting somebody. And because of these Epstein files and things, Marjorie Taylor Greene has been on his hit list, and now they ain't friends no more. And we've seen that public spat all online. And now she's trying to turn a corner and be like, I too was hurt by Trump and lied to by Trump, just like you. And it's like, girl, stop it. You were not hurt. You benefited from Donald Trump. You actually also, before you went to go sit at The View, you were pushing something that was anti-immigrant. You literally, everything that you do is nasty. You talked about the shooting of children as it being something fake, had a whole Facebook page about it, all of this stuff. And then you're saying that you won your seat fair and square without any help from Donald Trump and all the things. And it's like, sis, let's be for real. And now you feel like your life is in danger. And then the first thing was you went against him by saying that you were going to have to pay more when you found out that the healthcare for your kids, you were going to have to pay a little bit more. And then your take on the Epstein files, all this stuff, you started running your mouth. And then now it's like you're saying you were lied. Now basically the scales have fallen from thine eyes. Girl, please. Like, it's like this interesting take and seeing how now she wants to be on the other side of it. What really bothers me is that these are the moments where I see all the people that be like, vote blue no matter who, start to see purple. And then they start to be like, oh, you know what? Like I've seen this online, and I went through like the comment section, and it's a lot of young folks, and it's a lot of the white boob bracelet ladies. They're all like, you know what? Like, but hear her out though. Like,
welcome
I
to the
get
resistance,
it, and
Marjorie.
I get it, but she just really went through so much, and I think this actually takes courage. And I'm like, y'all, it takes y'all nothing. Y'all.
She was accusing Democrats of controlling the weather like last year, right?
She's still
that
doing
was last
that.
November.
Well, a lot of, I think like the Trump Epstein relationship is the biggest condemnation of our two-tier justice system, because he's not even really good at lying about it. And so like people like Marjorie Taylor Greene lied to themselves. Like this is an example of people gaslighting themselves about an obvious reality because it just doesn't fit like their view of the way like the world should work when it comes to like rich people and their inherent morality or their inherent intellectual superiority. And so Trump has never been very forthcoming in his desire to like release the Epstein files. He's been very conspiratorial in other ways. He surrounded himself with other people who have said things like that, like Kash Patel and Dan Bongino. And then back in 2016, he like criticized Bill Clinton. But a lot of his audience have like latched onto the Epstein files and ignored how compatible with that world Donald Trump's other behavior, even irrespective of like the evidence of his relationship with Epstein. They ignored and even championed the kinds of behavior that might lead one to reasonably believe that he was involved with Epstein. They loved that he was like talking about sexually assaulting women. They loved that he was talking about the Team Miss USA stuff. They loved, well, maybe didn't love that he was talking about his daughter like that, all weird. And for whatever reason, they just chose not to put two and two together because they wanted to use like Epstein and the Epstein list, like Pizzagate, as some sort of example of how they're better than like leftists, how they're better than Democrats. But Donald Trump is like very bad at lying about this. And even Marjorie Taylor Greene, in her criticism of his actions on this particular issue, refuse to like go think the obvious, which is that he's implicated. It becomes like he's protecting somebody, like he's like, you know, he's using the information to like blackmail other people. Double Matt.
Double format.
Sorry, Brandon. It was Matt coming in twice.
No, yeah. But I mean, that's just the whole rub. Like,
I'm having some computer problems right now, so I'm having connection problems. So I don't know what happened there.
But this may sound conspiratorial to me, but the whole investigation from the White House standpoint has been tainted to me. Like a lot of people won't have the courage to admit that whatever comes from from this particular vote and investigation will likely be tainted to the point where like you just can't believe it, which is not great for our like public discourse because it encourages conspiratorial thinking. But I also don't want people just to like blindly believe whatever like Congress or the Trump administration puts out, because they have like bias. They have vested interest in disguising the truth. Both of them have vested interest in disguising the entire truth. Maybe one party has more interest in like releasing more of it than other parties, but that's still not the whole truth. And I feel like a lot of people, by nature of like just their desire to get along and their desire to like be included in the conversation and not appear conspiratorial and like appear reasonable to like centrist outlets, will take whatever comes out as like, oh, gospel, perfect. Like now we have some information, we can close the book on this again. Where I'm like, based on how he handled this information, they still haven't explained the difference in what happened in February when they sent out those binders with like libs of TikTok and I forget who the other like right-wing chuds were that said Epstein Files. Yeah, Jack Posobiec. Epstein Files, Phase 1, most transparent administration in history, handmade by Pam Bondi, or at least directed by Pam Bondi. Then in July, there is no Epstein. There is no Epstein Files. Yeah. Epstein was like a hoax. It's a Democratic hoax. It's a lone pedo. Push back against that. Okay, there are files. There is a list. Okay, we'll put it together. Like that to me is enough evidence, circumstantial, if nothing else, that like this is not being handled correctly. But a lot of people, like, oh yeah, that I mean, the footage situation was like that doesn't make sense to me. The providence of that is so weird because first there was no footage, now there is footage, but the footage is tampered with. But it's these little like these gaps in like what they were saying yesterday to what they were saying today that creates the space for conspiracy theories to like form. And for me, it's what makes it their inability to account for what happened between those points makes it impossible to trust what comes out. Because like a few months ago, you were saying there was no Epstein Files, there was no like organization, there was nothing worth investigating, and now suddenly there is when you got pushback. That's super suspicious. But I think a lot of people, not you necessarily, but a lot of people have jumped over that because like, okay, fine, at least we're getting more information. But it's like, no, that right there tells you can't trust what the information they put out is, because they were trying to tell you there was none just a few months ago until that didn't work out.
Yeah, like
he's the easiest man that's ever lived.
Try to imagine this whole saga was under Biden and they were doing this. They said, here's the Epstein Files. No, there's no Epstein Files. Now there are Epstein Files. And now like they've been so cagey about the entire thing that obviously whatever they put out, there's stuff that we're not getting, or they're putting out information that makes certain things viewed a certain way than they actually should be. Like there's just no possible way that we can trust what they do with this, because we know they were best friends. Like we know, even apart from how cagey they've been, there's photos of them together like back in the 90s. Like we know their relationship exists. So for people like Green to come out now and be all like talking about this has all been obvious for a long time. You can't just try and jump in now and make an audience out of this.
Although she was like, oh, well, he kicked Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago for bad behavior or some shit like that. I was like, what do you mean bad behavior? If that's literally what you believe, then how do you not take it a step further and think, wait, what was the bad behavior? And why did he not report said, quote, bad behavior to the fucking police? Like, you're just like, oh, he's a pedophile, so he kicked him out.
Because the bad behavior... Because the bad behavior was Epstein taking his girls. That was the bad behavior. Yeah. That was the behavior Trump deemed bad. You're taking my girls. It wasn't because he thought Epstein was doing something wrong to the girls. Epstein was wronging Trump by taking the girls.
Yeah, stealing his girls.
It's jealousy too. I feel like it was like a pee-pee swinging contest. Pee-pee swinging contest. Their children. And I feel like they actually seeing like the fact that this is real and we have to sit and like dissect what we have, but it's like that's just enough to let us know that man did that. Whatever they said, he did it. And the fact that we're like, well, we gotta really see it. We seen that. But I'm like, that's enough. But we need to see more. And I'm like, well, okay, well, the little photos that they gave us, the little crumbs of any photo that we either had to search for ourselves or whatever, that's enough. No, we need to see more. And I'm like, this is so disgusting to know that this is our president, but he's doing away with this.
He wrote him a love letter. There's a love letter. There's a pedophile love letter. What more do you need?
You were literally involved with him in every single way. Y'all did these parties together. Y'all got these little girls together. Your commentary, through the emails, and then you became his enemy. And then, then how you were being discussed. It's literally like a breakup in a friendship
there's so much
relationship.
Circumstantial evidence too that just gets swept under the rug. Like there was the story from the model who said that Epstein and Trump would play these weird sexual games with her. There's also Uncle Luke who went to Trump's mansion in the 90s for a party and he's like, I'm out because he saw men having sex with underage women. There's so much, but it's like,
emails have them too. Did you see the one where it's like apparently people were saying that Trump would run into windows when he saw young women like swimming in the pool, and he was so notorious amongst the pedophiles that some of the victims wouldn't show up if they knew Trump was going to be there because he was that bad. He was the loser amongst the pedophiles. Like,
I believe that. Epstein's brother too. And they'll keep saying there is no evidence. And it's like, no, there's tons of circumstantial evidence. There's so much circumstantial evidence that like if it were you being questioned by the FBI and there was this much evidence of your involvement and you answered questions this way about the evidence, that you'd be in jail. Like, they've just, by nature of having this asymmetry of power, can tell you that there is no evidence and tell you to deny your what you're seeing. Even like they'll tout out Ghislaine Maxwell's testimony in secret about Trump to Blanche, his old lawyer and the deputy attorney general, and it's like they'll say, oh yeah, she said he's innocent. It's like, yeah, but she also said she's innocent. That was part of that statement. She was said yeah, we're both innocent, which means that in order for that story to maintain its credibility, she has to be freed, right, by Donald Trump. And they want to gloss over that to so many people are corroborating his innocence. It's no one without vested interest in doing so. And every other thing points to his involvement. So there's so much circumstantial evidence that if he's not involved in some way, which I can't say specifically what way, but if he's not involved in some way, it does raise questions about his discernment. How did you leave all these breadcrumbs about your involvement in a child sex trafficking ring if you're not involved? That would be crazy. That would show such a lack of I would say Mr. Bean, some sort of Mr. Bean nonce situation where you're just accidentally leaving. It was no, because imagine if it was your brother or your friend who was constantly leaving around evidence of his involvement with untoward activities of this type. You would pull him aside and hey man, I get it, but you can't be driving around the free candy van. People are not going to understand that you're just giving out free samples of your
they
candy.
Might take it
and
the
that's
wrong
what
way.
yeah, and that's what Trump's entire life seems to have been. There seems to have been 20 or 30 years where every week he decided to leave a piece of evidence that he was involved in child sex trafficking. But oops, that's not the case. Just a happy misunderstanding. That's crazy. I think that would be a bigger condemnation of his decision making.
Someone in the comments, Captain Autobots, was weren't they trying to argue at one point that they couldn't release the files because they have to protect the victims?
Yeah.
I remember that. And I'm see, the goalpost is always going to shift. It's going to change. And it's they're not taking the victim seriously. They don't give two damns about the victim. And now we see even Marjorie Taylor Greene, she's trying to flip and become the feminist now. And it's what we need to do is think about those women. Girl.
I know.
They were the same women yesterday, the day before that, last year. Those were the same victims. And all of a sudden today, you want to think about these women. You've taken away rights from women. You've done all. Now you want to think about them victims that you've been saying Donald Trump ain't do it. We need we don't see the evidence. You guys are just trying. Remember, you was holding them down 10 toes. Now.
Well, Republicans have a hard time with this one because they ultimately don't disagree with the underlying belief system that causes this kind of organization to exist. They like dominating women because it gives them power. They like dominating the marginalized. They love trafficking in secret organizations with power. And so they don't really disagree with any of this. They've just latched on to the Epstein conspiracy, just Pizzagate, symbolically, for what it means in their ability to negotiate supremacy over Democrats or over the woke left. But they don't most of them don't really care about it. There are a few members of the Republican Party who want to use the protection of women to advance like white supremacist goals and things like that, because it's like deeply tied in that. But at their core, they don't care about like women's bodily autonomy or even like keeping like women safe. And when it comes to like the Republican Party saying that they want that, like that's where it becomes extra suspicious to me, because I know that's not the truth. Like I forget who was saying it. Maybe it was just one of like those right-wing content creators who was going like, you know, Trump doesn't like young women and Trump really like respects women. I was like, you sound foolish. Now like that, like that's not the lie. That's not the lie right there. Like, you know, that's like when they said there was no Epstein. That's like Republicans are really bad at lying because they go full denial of reality. And now if you said Trump likes young women, but not like illegally young, that's believable. Saying he doesn't like young women is a lie.
Oh, you're talking about
saying
Megyn
you want to
Kelly?
protect, yeah, like yeah, it's like that.
Yeah.
Like, no, it might have been Megyn Kelly. Like a lot of them have.
He was into the barely legal types. That's how she put it. I was like, that's fucking gross.
That was gross. But you know, like that's that's what, you know, that's their retreat position. Like, okay, there's a difference between ephebophilia and like pedophilia, and it's just like not from the outside.
I was wondering who was
Like,
going to
you
be the first. It was Megyn Kelly.
It was Megyn Kelly with a 14-year-old daughter. That's what blows my mind.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like,
fucked.
Megan, that's reprehensible. You know this is wrong, and we know this because like years before she was making the argument that we're making, that no, that's a child. I'm sorry, you can't make this argument. Fuck you. But yeah, anything to defend Daddy Trump.
And
That's when she had a show on, was it NBC or MSNBC? She had a show.
Maybe it was NBC. Yeah, I forgot that she worked there.
And now she has to appeal to the furthest right-wing lunatic.
Streets,
So that's
the
what,
living rooms, the toothless people with no insurance that still.
No, she had a show on regular NBC.
yeah, right.
She
had a show on regular NBC, not even MSNBC.
failed
They put her on
spectacularly.
the network TV. Yeah,
that was after
she had her
like,
own.
Trump show.
She had her own hour on the Today Show.
Mm-hmm.
She had her own hour on the Today
and
Show.
to Rebecca's point, by the way, for any weird Democrats or libs who are believing Marjorie Taylor Greene's lies, she campaigned with Matt fucking Gaetz. They're besties. All right. She has no problem with pedophiles or pedophile adjacent weirdos. Like, come on. She is like, and has she undone any of the transphobia, homophobia, racism towards black people, indigenous people, anti-Semitism? Like, her history is the same. She's just now being like, oh, there's a pathway with the America First crowd. I'm going to go down that lane and separate from MAGA because it seems like MAGA is a little too pedo tainted at the moment. So I got to switch gears.
Well, I mean, I think like it really just speaks to like how low America has become, where like right wingers who just won't support like outright genocide and like pedophile rings, but only very specific ones, are like redeemable in the eyes of the most Americans, because like that's still a far step from like the average Republican. Like the average Republican is so debased in their morality that it's like, oh, as long as you don't support Epstein outright and you're not like an outright supporter of genocide, then like you're not the worst thing that we can think of. But it's like, no, that's minimum bar stuff. Like that's like so like that's not even worth really considering. Yeah, like, you know, especially when like they support the underlying ideology that causes those things, which is very common in America too. Like to support all of the preconditions for something to happen and then go like, oh, but I don't support that thing happening. It's like, oh, okay, sure, that's meaningful, I suppose.
You shouldn't be allowed in general society if that's like your base level that you can't clear. I'm like, I can't condemn the world's second most notorious pedophile ring after the Catholic Church.
But now it's okay. You know, these days, we actually had this like argument on Ollé and Friends. Well, not an argument, but this conversation. But we tried to. But there was like now. I think right now specifically, it's this control of the narrative that they have to have. So whoever are their friends who work within media and who were well respected at one point in mainstream media, whether they were on the right-wing network or the progressive networks, there is a journalist. If you had that space in mainstream media as a TV news journalist, you were respected. And at one point, Megyn Kelly was a well-known name just in journalism, period. You just knew her. And now to see her with her 2 tracks, lips done, cheeks, all of this whole different look and what she's trying to appeal to. Outside of that, it's really just making sure that when Donald Trump reaches out to these people, they're going to be considered the good media and not fake news. So his control on the narrative is to have Megyn. I feel like even when she was saying it, when it was coming out of her mouth, like she was just like, oof. Well, you know, if like, not the age of like trying to fix it and that knowing damn well, but she had to do the job that she was given. And I think Marjorie Taylor Greene at one point carried that as well as a representative to push Donald Trump, to say these things about Donald Trump, to ride, you know, to, like I always tell y'all, rent penthouses on his shriveled areas. Like, it's just what they do. And for him to have these allies in these, especially in media, it helps to, if Megyn Kelly said it, because she's well respected still, even though she's, you know, doing it in a digital manner now, she still is somebody that they still know that's Megyn Kelly. And if Megyn Kelly said it, then, you know, must be true. Like, there is like a, you know, young, and then there's young, and then there's young. I mean, he was at the young area. So that's what they're going to try to come out with.
A lot of illegal, all illegal though. They're like, there are sentencing enhancements for younger for sure, but it's all illegal. So I mean, I think we gotta get Chris Hansen on this. Chris Hansen is the only person who, like, we can handle.
Take a seat.
Bring back Chris Hansen. Put him on the trail.
He never left, technically.
Tara sent me this stand-up from a comedian who.
This guy's amazing.
Yeah, I love him.
This is the standard.
What's his name?
Gianmarco Soresi, I think.
Soresi. Okay,
he's great.
Yeah, everything I've seen from him is fantastic, but this is apparently about the Epstein stuff.
My friend was like, "Oh no, we cannot listen to R. Kelly. R. Kelly is a pedophile." And now here's the thing, and just hear me out for 1 second. Technically speaking, R. Kelly is not a pedophile. Just give me 1 second. I promise this goes well. Just hear me out. The term pedophile refers to people who are attracted to those that are prepubescent. Then there's something called a hebophile. That's people who are attracted to those in the early stages of puberty, like 11, 12, 13, 14. And then there's something called an ephebophile. That's people who are attracted to those in the later stages of puberty, like 15, 16, 17, 18. But I think the reason we don't make those distinctions is because it's very hard to explain the difference without sounding like a pedophile. My girlfriend was like, "Oh no, we can."
Pretty much.
Yeah, I mean,
right.
So they're gonna try. That's basically what Megyn Kelly was trying to say in a way, but she couldn't probably say the words. But we don't know those words to say. But I'm pretty sure that that's. Not, I'm pretty sure I've seen it, and it's so stupid. I've seen it online. R. Kelly, Diddy, all of them. Like, they just try so hard to reach with dinosaur arms for, like, trying to humanize these people and make them palatable and make it seem like it wasn't that bad. But there are people who have trauma scars, who have to go to therapy every day, people who are harming themselves because they relive this moment all the damn time. The people that these monsters have hurt, they, you know, they're the ones that have to see this play out and be told that their stories don't matter by representatives, by the media, by the president of the United States, right? And so it sucks to see that people will sit around and say, you know, you might hate the messenger, but there's a, like, they saying, like, you know, she wasn't that young, you know, if she can get it, you're crazy. Like, blocked, call the police. I'm sending them to your house right now.
Check those hard drives ASAP.
Yep, absolutely.
Check Clay Higgins' hard drive ASAP, by the way, who was the sole vote in all of Congress, technically, to vote against the release of the Epstein Files. Did he ever say why he chose to do something like this?
He said that, well, I mean, I think he just didn't get the memo that they were all changing their votes, and so he just, like, got left behind on that one. But he said it was because it would, like, establish a slippery slope where, like, public demand for, like, information would override the, like, legal rights of victims. He played the, like, victim card again, where it's like, we have to protect the victims, and we have to ensure that people who are not just the victims, like the people who were sexually assaulted by Epstein and his compatriots, but the victims, like the people who might be subject to false allegations just because they were hanging out all the time with Epstein, but were not part of the the trafficking ring. But I mean, to me, that logic has never made any sense. I guess in the case of like releasing the information, it makes a little bit more sense. But they were trying to use that argument for like why we should close the case altogether a while ago, where like there are just too many suspects. There are too many suspects because Epstein surrounded himself with too many rich and famous people, and so it would be too deleterious to society to like investigate all of those people because there are too many of them. So we should just let it all go, which is not how like crime has ever worked, except for in cases where like rich people are implicated. Like I think a lot of people see the two-tier justice system, but they don't fully understand that like the kinds of impulses that are built into that organization or like underpin that organization underpin a lot of our society. Like Western society is also very pedophilic, generally speaking, and the way in which we construct like ideal femininity. Everyone is always talking about how like 21-year-old women are too old, and everyone's always talking about women shouldn't have any hair or any sexual.
Michael Tracy and Richard and Nadia, like they both started just going straight into like all men are attracted to 17-year-olds.
It's
like oh my god,
it's stuff like that. Like a lot of people don't realize that they're telling on themselves, but then like not just telling on themselves. Like our culture, like glorifies stuff like that, but people pretend like the arbitrary boundaries they put on it like are enough to safeguard from the reality that like Western culture by nature of like overvaluing the like virtuousness of virginity in women specifically, over indexes for like younger women. Like everyone's always talking about like I said, women who are over 25 are too old. They shouldn't have any sexual experience, no social real experience either, no education, no hair on their bodies. Like you're describing a child. And just going like, no, I'm describing like an 18-year-old. Like, no, you're describing a child, my friend. You can arbitrarily decide that like it only applies once they turn 18. But like those are the values of the society that we live in. And people just want to imagine that like, oh, but as long as we establish an arbitrary baseline, it will like override all of the other values that like underpin people like being attracted to minors. And now we have Trump as a president and people are running interference for it, but people still aren't engaging with the ways in which like we fetishize like underage women specifically in our society.
Right. And especially like the thing that's so crazy about all of this is to see them make these arguments and make these soft defenses for pedophilia when like the last 5 years they've been calling all LGBTQ plus people groomers. Like every trans person or gay person who's just in the presence of a child, if they're on your television screen, they're immediately groomed like that. And it's so crazy that now all of a sudden they're like, actually we are pro grooming because we support Donald Trump. He's a grooming president. It's so wild to me.
He's a white hat pedo. Like they're like the black hat. They're like the black hat deep state pedos, and Trump is like a white hat. It takes a thief is what everyone's thinking, but they don't have the courage to say it. But I do. It takes a thief. We have a lot of like deep state pedos, like Alex Jones is always telling us about. So we need like Trump to get in there and like a truffle pig, snuff them out, and then he's the last one. He's like the last. He's like the last one to go to jail. Like that's just how it works. He turns the lights off.
He's the Dexter of pedos, right? He's gonna use his pedophilic sense to take down all of the cabal.
He'll take down the rest.
God, I just want to point back to the Clay Higgins thing really quick. I just want to remind everybody that Matt Gaetz was the sole vote against human trafficking. I think this was in 2017. So Clay Higgins is looking a little bit sus there, and I feel like we need to ask some more questions about him because that's unforgivable. Like I'm sorry, you voted against transparency. You voted to protect a pedophile cabal, like rich people, like everything that the right has based its political ideology on, like conspiracy theories, QAnon on. It's right here, and now you're trying to protect it. Like it's mind blowing to me. Like it's mind blowing, but at the same time, it's not surprising. If that makes sense.
Wow, I don't know if I would have come on Leftist Mafia if I knew we were going to be like demonizing someone for sticking up for their beliefs. They're very specific political beliefs.
I don't agree with you, but I appreciate the passion.
Yeah, what a waste of oxygen. The amount of time spent on like, is pizza a code or is it a cryptex for pedophilia? And now we're in a situation.
The Wayfair stuff.
The Wayfair cabinets.
Stuff.
We have the emails. They would just be like, let's go do a pedophilia. Do you want to meet
they
now?
weren't speaking in code. It's crazy.
Yeah, there's no codes. We're just like, let's go here. Let's do pedophilia. Okay.
The fact that they were writing that shit down, because my expectation was
sent
that
from iPad.
My expectation was they would not codify any of this. It would just be they'd have their little code words, like when you're doing like a fucking drug deal or something. But no, they're just like, hey, you want this woman? Like $500? Like what the fuck? I mean, I'm being hyperbolic, but like they're so explicit.
Yeah,
like, codes are for poor people. The only weird part is that Epstein, like by nature of being rich and disconnected as he was, were really too connected. Like all of his missives are written like the kinds of audio and like written logs you find in like a Dead Space style game. Like they're all written like a person who's like slowly losing their mind as a result of like the rage virus, because they're like tons of ellipses, tons of like too many spaces. He's just like Trump 75% there. Thinks he likes 14-year-olds, itchy hungry, and you're like, what? It's just like a code, but they know he's like a psycho.
So I wanted to also we can play clips if you all want, but Trump had a meeting with Mohammed bin Salman, the Saudi crown prince, and this might be actually more unhinged than the Zelensky meeting with JD Vance, just because of the way that he got in front of, a question that a reporter asked about the way that Jamal Khashoggi was bonesawed, and the way that Trump addressed this reporter was insane. And that's like the second time he had an unhinged reaction to a reporter. Like this is the same week where he literally said "quiet piggy," which even though it's Trump, that is still so absurd to witness. Like this grown ass fucking man saying "quiet piggy" to a journalist. I just.
Quiet piggy?
Quiet piggy to a journalist who's asking.
Oh yeah, you didn't hear about this? Yeah.
I heard about that. I didn't hear this part about it. Like there was some other parts about this interview or this sit down that I seen, but not that. But go ahead and run that because I need to see.
Yeah, she's asking about the Epstein Files, to be clear. Like, if there's nothing incriminating, why not release it? He straight up is like, quiet piggy.
He said quiet piggy.
Yeah, and conservatives were saying, oh well, he was saying quiet Peggy because her name was Peg. Her name was not Peggy. He was saying
how he
quiet.
likes to make, and he loves to make somebody's name into like a joke or for fun. He will remix your name and you become. So that sounds about right. Like he definitely, most likely said Piggy, and that is so disrespectful.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a rapist. He doesn't respect women. He's like a monster.
He has no respect.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure? Because that's not what I was hearing from like the Republicans about why he won't release the Epstein files. I was hearing he respects them too much.
Let me turn up the volume. Okay.
Quiet. Okay. Mr. President, what did Jeffrey Epstein mean in his emails when he said you knew about the girls?
I know nothing about that. They would have announced that a long time ago. It's really what did he mean when he spent all the time with Bill Clinton, with the president of Harvard, that is Summers, Larry Summers, whatever his name is, and all of the other people that he spent time with. Jeffrey Epstein and I had a very bad relationship for many years. But he also saw strike because I was president. So he dictated a couple of memos to himself, give me a break. You're going to find out what did he know with respect to Bill Clinton, with respect to the head of Harvard, with respect to all of those people that he knew, including J.P. Morgan Chase.
Sir,
Yeah,
if
Jennifer,
there's
go
nothing incriminating in the file, sir, why not take as
Quiet.
Oh, nah, he said that.
Is that not wild?
And he went in her face and point.
The point.
Imagine she was standing right there. So, quiet piggy, and he quiet. Oh no, I had to throw hands on him, but now I'm underneath the jail because he's the president of the United States. But Jesus Christ.
People love playing with kid gloves with Donald Trump, like because the Democrats play with kid gloves when it comes to Donald Trump because they're so deeply implicated in this. But it's just like Donald Trump is incredibly weak when it comes to this sort of thing because, bro, anytime he talks like this, show him a picture of him and Epstein immediately. Just have one printed out with you and be like, this guy right here, your best friend. Like this thing you wrote him. It's like Democrats play with like their hands tied behind their back because they're oftentimes serving the same donors, but like their inability to handle Donald Trump is just a result of that. Like they're always so afraid of him clapping back online. Clap back online with the infinite pictures of him and Jeffrey Epstein. Ask him about ask him about the poem. Like people don't like that stuff. Like they just can't mention it because not because it's improper, but because Bill Clinton and a lot of their donors are also probably implicated in it. But it's not a sign of Donald Trump's strength on the issue. It's the sign of the complicity of our media class and our opposition party in covering this stuff up. Because it's like, it would be the only thing we asked him about. Like, okay, but come on, like, didn't you say there were no files last week? What's going on with that? Like what's happening?
How have they not asked him who Bubba was? Is like Mr. President, is Bubba Bill Clinton or Ghislaine's horse? Who's Bubba?
Both.
Like everybody wants to know. Okay, this is the Saudi Arabia one where somebody asked MBS about Jamal Khashoggi, and Trump swoops in to defend him.
Yeah, I seen this one.
He's done a phenomenal job. You're mentioning somebody that was extremely controversial. A lot of people didn't like that gentleman that you're talking about. Whether you like him or didn't like him, things happen. But he knew nothing about it, and we can leave it at that. You don't have to embarrass our guest by asking a question like that.
Just yes, Mr. President, you allow me to answer. I feel painful about
He's done.
Yeah, so he's saying this about an American citizen. Jamal Khashoggi was an American citizen, and he's like, he was very controversial. Bro, he killed a fucking citizen. But see, the thing about Donald Trump is he has business in Saudi Arabia, making lots of money, so he doesn't want to piss off the Saudis. So they're partners in genocide. Mr. Beastland, open now in Riyadh if you all want to go in and check that out.
I mean, honestly, I think a lot of Americans live in denial about the value of American life because sometimes it's like weaponized to get us to go to war in Iraq. And so a lot of people just don't realize how cheap it is to our political class until like something like Jamal Khashoggi happens, or if they remember that, because it impacts them as a member of the press, or, the COVID pandemic kills 1.7 million Americans and no one cares a year later. And at least no one in the media seems to care a year later. But American life, if it can't be used to like go to war in the Middle East, completely like valueless. Like American citizens are killed in Israel all the time by like the Israeli government. Like this sort of thing happens, but a lot of Americans, I think, live in denial about the dehumanization of other people being like obviously just part of like the way in which we dehumanize Americans too. And like, so like, they just think that, like the members of the press were very upset about Jamal Khashoggi being killed by, the Saudi Arabian government. But that's, in direct contrast to the way in which they were kind of like complicit in like the death of other journalists and or at least the silence around the death of other journalists in Israel. But like our political class doesn't see the difference, even if a lot of members of the press imagine there is one, because it's the part of the, society that they're part of. Like, but if you don't believe in the value of like all human life, it's probably hard to like, carve out a distinction for a group that you're not in, even if it's one that other people view as meaningful.
So I wanted to get your all of your take on this. As you all know, Dickhead Cheney just died. Rest in puss, Dick Cheney. But today they actually held the funeral, and the amount of people that showed up is actually really infuriating to me. So
leave the dead people alone.
Not this dead guy. So if you zoom in, you see Rachel Maddow.
I saw that. That's so weird. Like, why?
Liberal icon.
There? Like, she definitely knows better. Out of anyone,
right? You see Dr. Fauci.
We got Dr. Fauci next to her, right?
Dr. Fauci right next to her. You also see this creature, I believe it's a naked mole rat, who somehow brought in James Carville.
I mean, that's no surprise.
No. I'm trying to see who else. You see other folks that are recognizable. There's another picture as well. So there's
this the only picture that came out?
There's more pictures. So you also see Kamala, you see Joe Biden, George W. Bush. Just all the
least
war.
If you're a politician, there's like a certain like level of like this is expected of you. You're supposed to go because he was part of the Bush administration. But like if you are a news reporter who knows the amount of war crimes that man's responsible for, like to Brandon's earlier point, if American lives are worthless, fucking the hundreds of thousands of dead Iraqi children means nothing to them.
It's just, it? Like, I'm looking for reasons why she was there. Honestly, like,
I mean, if you're covering it, I mean, it's a funeral, so like I feel like the cameras should suffice that are just going to be there automatically. If you're there, it's like you're paying tribute to him. You're celebrating his life, and if you're doing that, I have to imagine you're a sociopath. Like Rachel Maddow is okay with mass murderers. Like, is she going to go to
No.
every other serial killer's funeral as well, or just one that she recognizes? Like, how many more mass murderer funerals is she going to go to? It's so insane because like you shouldn't be celebrating his life. You should be celebrating his death. And objectively speaking, if you're not happy that Dick Cheney is dead, I feel like you're just a bad person. Like
maybe
this
she's there to
man
make
killed-
sure he's dead. She's like, she wants to see the dead body.
She wants to see the body. She wants evidence.
double checking.
Present the body. I mean, that's the only way to that I would say this is acceptable. But
No,
Dick
the only
Cheney
way it's
killed so
acceptable
many
is if-
fucking people.
It's
He
only
ignited a
acceptable
civil
if you
war.
use it as an opportunity to like piss on the casket and then walk away. That's it.
Right,
Otherwise,
I would
there's no
mushroom
reason-
stamp Dick
Yes.
Cheney's carcass right there, and then I'd leave. That's the only reason why you'd
That's
see me
so
at a fucking
acceptable,
Dick
Garrett.
Cheney funeral. It's just so ridiculous because these people have absolutely no respect for human life whatsoever, right? They don't care that this man catalyzed the civil war between Shias and Sunnis in Iraq that led to countless bloodshed, war crimes committed in Fallujah, torture, all because of this motherfucker created a drone war where we just like illegally policed and just murdered indiscriminately people in Pakistan, Yemen, Somalia. I mean, Dick Cheney is like as close to the personification of evil as you can get next to Henry Kissinger. And the fact that these people, oh, and yeah, somebody brought up in the chat, Halliburton, he was profiting off of all of this, right? And the fact that you have people honoring him, liberals honoring him, they should fucking be ashamed of themselves. They should cancel her, stop watching Rachel Maddow's show. She is honoring a mass murderer. Like, you should be fucking enraged if you're a liberal. Like, I would spit in her face if I saw her after this. It's so disgusting.
Oh my gosh.
It's just, I'm sorry, this pisses me off so much.
You are pissed. You gotta be. I know how it makes you feel. You already love to see the bad people die.
Yes.
And seeing somebody that you loved. Would I say you loved? I don't even know where you stand with Rachel.
I hate Rachel. I've hated her. Yeah.
I think for me, it just shows how, like, I don't know, vapid liberal politics are, at least at that level. Because, like, I grew up in the era of people hating Dick Cheney, like, with a passion. I grew up in, like, New York City in the early 2000s where, like, people hated Dick Cheney and Bush. And watching the redemption that they've seen in the, the wake of Trump and people, revisiting their legacy with the lens of, like, lesser evilism, means that they just appear to be good now, and it just doesn't portend good things for like the next 5 years when eventually Trump is out of office and there's like a literal Hitler Nazi in power, and people are like, oh yeah, Trump, we miss him. And that just seems to be where we're going. And I don't watch Rachel Maddow's show, but this is just part of that, like, respectability politics. Like, we don't want to seem unreasonable by like not going to the funeral of elder statesman just because that elder statesman was someone we disagreed with, and the disagreement is abstracted so people don't realize the disagreement is over like the death of 1 million Iraqis, lying us into a war, and the lack of accountability on that. And it's all part of the same thing with Epstein too, where it's like, maybe some people don't want to defend like literal pedophiles, but they do want to defend access journalism. They do want to defend unaccountability for the powerful. They do want to defend like the two-tier justice system, and they're being forced to defend it on these grounds when they would much prefer to defend it on like the grounds of Dick Cheney, like killing 1 million Iraqi citizens, or like an Israeli genocide, because those are like brown people. But it becomes harder to defend like the unaccountability of the rich when they engage in such a disgusting, and again, like, I would consider it to be a narrow slice of crime in terms of like everything bad that they do. But when they participate in it, it makes them harder to defend, but people still have to, because they're like conditioned to defend it. Because if they start pulling on this thread, who knows, maybe we'll like have a whole new leadership class.
Yeah, it's just the fact that like it really goes back to George Carlin's "It's a Big Club and You Ain't in It." This is giving me flashbacks to like that Ellen moment where she was at a football game or something with George W. Bush, one of the most notorious war criminals of the fucking modern era. And she was joking about it on her show, like, well, I'm just like shocked people didn't notice I had the new iPhone. It's like, fuck you. You're making jokes about this. Like, if you were spotted with some fucking like mass murderer, like, I don't know, name a mass murderer, like, people would think you are fucking psychotic, but you are next to somebody who's responsible for 1 million deaths, and you're just all nonchalant getting buddy with him. By the way, he ran against banning your fucking marriage, Ellen, in 2004, and you're just like willing to forgive and forget. I can't fathom the liberal mind that is willing to fucking bend over backwards to appease these mass murderers. Like, it just makes me not take liberals seriously. It makes me feel like everything they say is full of shit and virtue signaling.
I will say, though, one question is, like, was the guy he shot at his funeral the one he shot in the face? Because that would be just like real. He unloaded on that guy with that like bird shot, and that guy was like, "I'm sorry, Dick, for getting in the way." So like, you know, he had that kind of
he apologized for getting shot in the face.
After being shot in the face.
My God.
That's power.
Yeah.
I think seeing all these celebrities, you know, it's interesting. Celebrities that once, even when it comes to Kanye West, but celebrities that once had this whole stance and like using their platforms to fight against the powers that be, the war criminals, the leaders that didn't give a damn about us at all, whether it was presidents, state representatives, things of that sort. And now we're seeing more of this conversation to either be on the hateful, toxic side that hurts people, or on the side of the bipartisan conversation. Because if you are there, then, you know, you're not sowing in division, according to Pharrell Williams. He was at the Black Ambition demo day, and he said that he hates politics. But it's interesting because years ago, Pharrell used to be one of those people who spoke against anything, you know, would speak out like and say, this is racist or this is what. He was one of those people. You know, I remember those days. I'm old enough, you know, to remember those days. And to now see that he's questioning people and their support for one side and saying that if you do support one side, you're supporting division, whether it's the right or the left, and saying that it's like it's saying to people that it's just like a magic trick. And, you know, and even going into like this messes up, I guess, like, you don't want to be viewed as, you know, somebody Black and, you know, saying that, you know, why are they hiring me because you're Black? Or are you really, it was the stupidest thing. Like, you're saying that they didn't hire you because you're Black. You know, we got to stop talking, like, we got to stop using those kind of verbiage or something along the lines that he was saying that. And I'm like, please, sir, you're sitting here in your full down Louis, you know, as you are, I guess, the head right now over there of designs over at Louis Vuitton. But you're sitting here as a rich Black man, and the same people that you're talking about, and you used to be the one fighting for those people, and now you have this change of thought. This rich folks, when you get a bag, a serious bag, and you live your life outside of the issues now, and you get to go to these Epstein parties, and you get to go to the Diddy parties, and you're invited to this and that and the other. Problems don't seem like problems. Our petty problems and our life's issues. And when we say we're going to work and DEI is the issue right now because they're equating it to Black, when it's like a lot of marginalized groups that are being cut off of everything. But, you know, we're sitting here and we're trying to have these conversations, and we're saying I'm qualified, and I know that my Blackness is an issue here. We need to be able to talk about that. But you're saying that we shouldn't even bring that up. And it's crazy to see these people get into politics but tell you not to be into politics. And, you know, that's the shift right now. It's, to me, as you were saying, Mike, you're aligning yourself with the pedophile. You're aligning yourself with the right and how they think, this hateful type of way. Even though you're saying you're not choosing a side, this is exactly how they want you to speak. Yeah. This is exactly.
I mean, not choosing a side is choosing a side when the country falls to fascism.
Yeah, it's inherently political. Right. You can't be like, let's be apolitical at a moment where like you can't. You know?
Yeah, everything is political. Every single thing is political. And Pharrell Williams, for him to pretend like he's neutral, didn't he perform for the IDF?
He's performed in Israel a number of times. Like, I think he's definitely been a strong Israel supporter. I didn't know he performed for the IDF. That's even worse. But
and correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean, like, if you perform for the IDF, you never get to take the high road ever again for the rest of your life. Especially if you live in a community college. Like, did you see that post? He's selling his mansion for $17 million, and somebody was like, it looks like he's living in a community college. Like the shit that rich people do with their money is so wild.
And then tell you ain't got no right to be fighting for.
But, right, you have to pretend like racism doesn't exist.
What's your issue?
Because it makes him feel good. Like, okay, thank you, rich person. Appreciate
like, get out of my face. Like, and then people will listen to it. Again, it's gonna be those folks. Yeah, I just hate the messenger. No, shut up. The message is wrong. There's nothing I'm trying to receive from that. It's wrong because this same person, a decade or two ago was saying fight the power. This person was saying what the issues were, that he couldn't get into spaces because he was black. Those were the things that were the conversations. And all of a sudden it's like, should we be having those conversations? That's not helpful. It is helpful. We got to call it out. That's the helpful. That's why you are where you are now, because you probably called it out to the point, and now you're sitting at a place where you don't have to worry about these things anymore. You're filthy rich. It's just rich people in normal poor folks' business. Like, get out of
exactly.
it.
It's rich splaining, right? It's rich splaining issues that he doesn't have to worry about, that poor people, especially people of color who are poor, have to worry about. And it's insulting. I just wish that these celebrities would shut the fuck up, especially lately. Like, what irritates me about celebrities is they will share their half-baked political opinions, but then present it as like this wisdom that we all should be so thankful that they decided to share with us. Like, did you see Nicki Minaj spoke at the UN after what was it, like last week? She thanked Donald Trump for speaking out against Christian persecution in Nigeria. And I think that was probably the first time she's ever heard of Christian persecution in Nigeria, but now she's speaking about it at the 100%. UN. But it's crazy. It's like, she doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about. But with regard to Christian persecution in Nigeria, the country is basically split 50-50 between Christians and Muslims. And Muslims are the ones that are getting slaughtered the most because the group that's doing the killing is Boko Haram. And Muslims in the location are disproportionately affected by that. But Trump is claiming there's a Christian genocide because he wants to use that to push Christian persecution. Yeah, they're saying, and so like Nicki Minaj sees this, she's like, oh, this can be my cause. I want to jump on board this. And, she was tweeting about, you should care about this, when she's been silent on so many other fucking issues. Palestine, Sudan,
cussed out Cardi B for a week straight, for 2 weeks straight, probably still doing it right now. Called her everything but a child of God, talked about her children, threatened her life, and that nothing about that was godly. Just because you made a track with Tasha Cobbs, I'm talking about Nicki Minaj, and y'all white, I don't think I know who Tasha Cobbs is. She's a gospel singer, and just because you did a track with her does not make you any type of like Jesus Jr. This is the problem. Nicki, you're an immigrant. You were born and raised, or born in Trinidad, raised in New York. You're black. You are a Caribbean immigrant at that. Donald Trump don't like you. He doesn't like you. He didn't like you before. He didn't want you. You started becoming more of an ally and being in proximity of the right, especially when it came to COVID and those type of things. You wanted to talk about your brother them or cousin them, his balls enlarging, just to tell people not to go ahead and get the shot. You were confused, and she was online too, and all of her fans were like, she right. Again, y'all hate the messenger. Like, there's this is wrong. The message is wrong. And then it's her aligning herself with the man that hates immigrants, says has spent his whole time, not only this presidency, his first term, just disrespecting immigrants. And then on top of that, he's not saved. He did not saved by grace. He don't love the Lord. He held the Bible upside down, cannot recite anything to you from the Bible, sat up there and told them Christians, and this is documented on video because people like to forget, sat up there and told them Christians, I'm gonna be honest with you. And it took him from his first term to tell y'all he was saved to then when he was running this time around to be like, I ain't even saved. But y'all, I know y'all gonna vote for me, Christians. And if you do, I will fix the elections every single few years so that it will always be red, Republican led, because y'all don't want abortion. And I just want to make sure that my people are always going to be in the White House. And so we can do that for each other. And they was like, that's enough for me, because that's all Christians, especially white Christian nationalists, that's all they run off of is that one thing. abortion, and that's just enough for them. Oh, we got to save the children. We got to make sure we're not killing God's kids. But you're talking this. This is coming from a man who doesn't believe any of those things. Probably benefited from abortions a lot, especially messing with these kids.
Oh, yeah.
But very much doesn't believe in any of this stuff. He just wants this from a political gain. And y'all are and Nicki Minaj to be aligning herself with that. And I think it's because I think something's wrong with her mentally. I do think that she's off. I do think, especially the way that she's been online, all of that. But
no.
Says she's
Nicki got to the stream.
You
missed
I was
the last
running my
couple.
mouth. Was y'all gone?
Just for like 10 seconds.
You were doing great. I was like, I'm loving this.
Anyways, Nicki Minaj is wrong, and that's it.
I would like to see if Nicki Minaj thinks that her political opinion is so valuable and she's so knowledgeable, put it to a test. Instead of doing a beef with Cardi B that's all petty and shit online, do a political debate, and then Cardi B can clap the fuck out of her cheeks. That'd be
I don't think we
amazing.
want to see Cardi B. Not Cardi B. Cardi B, we do want to see. I don't think we want to see
Yes,
Nicki
we love
Minaj
Cardi.
do a political debate.
If she was debating
I'd like to
Cardi
see
B, I would
B
watch that.
destroy her.
Yeah, Cardi B knows her fucking shit. She knows history. She knows. So I would love to see that.
Yeah, she's smart.
Yeah,
she is. And she learns her stuff as she goes as well. Some of these things she makes sure she talks to people for seriously get the information, even when she was wrong. Because there have been times that Cardi has been wrong, and she's listened to. If she felt like she's listened to her fans who are saying, "Hey, no, you got that wrong." Nikki, on the other hand, ignore, and say this is right, and all those. And it's funny because I feel like, again, she's not feeling like she's in the limelight anymore. She's not wanting to just relax in her legendary space. She's just not. And I think that for that reason, she's going to she jumped into a place where people who are like her stats are literally the stats that the right says, oh, we don't F with it. Like put them in an immigration camp, get her out of here. But here she is. She wanted to be the black, especially the black rapper, legendary one, but she doesn't want the legendary status right now. But the black rapper, everyone knows, and she's aligning herself with Trump. If she's doing it, she's black. I mean, we know a black woman who's a famous rapper who says, this is wrong. So she knows, now she has these white Christian nationalist rhetoric that she's going to be spewing out, and it's opening the doors for Donald Trump and friends to infiltrate Nigeria for no damn reason.
Yeah,
no reason
aside from the oil and natural resources, because that is one thing. It's like it's a little bit coincidental
to steal
isn't it,
from them, absolutely, to get in over there and get the resources, to get the goods. But the reason that they're giving, let's be for real.
But isn't it so crazy, what a coincidence it is that all these countries like Venezuela, Nigeria, where they really are concerned about human rights, there also happens to be a vast amount of, oil wealth. Or the Western Sahara, where there's mineral wealth. It's crazy that, that's the way it works.
Probably nothing.
Yeah, I'm sure it's nothing. No need to look into that further. But we should probably wrap right here because Brandon has to check out. Brandon, before you go, can you tell us where we can find you?
Well, you can find me. Yes, I mean, I only have really one thing, although it's happening all the time, and except for after today, where I'll be on a trip, just recuperating. I'm having stream burnout. No, but you can find me on YouTube and Twitch at The Discourse with Brandon. It's not the best SEO, but I think that because of the thumbnails all having my face in them now, it'll be easy to find. But it's just The Discourse with Brandon, which is my name, not the discourse part, but Brandon is.
Thank you for
I will say,
Brandon.
no, it's always my pleasure. I would stay longer, but I have a flight tomorrow. I will say, I think that some of this is identity politics from Nicki Minaj because, her husband is, I think, a sex offender, and so when she sees Donald Trump, she can't help but want to close ranks.
It's that instinct to defend somebody you love. She sees her husband in Trump.
And that could be
that
very
makes a lot of
well
sense, honestly. Yeah.
That makes sense, actually.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Brandon. Yeah, always
thank
happy
you.
to have you join us.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'd be glad to come back. I know, not anytime because I'm I know you're busy and I'm busy, but when I'm not busy, I'll be happy to come back.
Definitely.
Good.
Appreciate you making time, especially because it's the middle of the night where you are. So thank you
It's
so
fine.
much.
And
What-
have
what-
a
what
good
else is
break
there to
from
do?
streaming. I get that, you know, you
Yeah,
see some
have a
burnout.
good
So
vacation.
enjoy your trip and your
Well,
time.
I mean,
Yeah.
like 3. I'm gonna be like 3 days. It's just the weekend.
That's still some time for yourself. That's still some time for
That
yourself.
matters.
Yeah.
But you know, I will say we're
cherish that.
closing it on 10,000. I'm so proud of us. By us, I mean my audience and I, for putting up with me, and by me, I mean myself and my predilections. So like, if you want to be one of the first 10,000 to join the Brandon train, or the B train, which is not a line in New York, maybe it's not a line in New York.
Yeah, I think it is a line.
No, they have the A, C, and D, but not. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you want to join this B train, be the first 10,000 riders of this B train. You can go and join up on YouTube or Twitch right now.
Do it. Subscribe to
Do it.
Brandon. Brandon, real
Subscribe.
quick, is
Let
that
me remember that.
to your right? Is that a Demon Slayer plush?
That is an Inosuke. I thought you were going to mention the Gargoyles poster, but that is
I was
an
going to mention the
Inosuke.
Gargoyles poster because I was like, oh, I used to love that
I got-
cartoon when I was a kid.
I got it's a Gargoyles poster. I got this from a claw machine. I'm actually really good at claw machines because I have the Luck of the Irish, the Luck of the
Nice.
Black Irish. So like I won this in
Okay.
a claw machine. Everything in this room I won in a claw machine.
Oh,
So-
no kidding. I love it. Yeah, I noticed. Then I was like,
Even the
what's that?
Gargoyles poster?
No, not that.
Oh,
Matt coming
Yeah,
back
that
in
was
late.
one hell of a claw machine grab.
love it. All right. Should we get to it? We still have a little bit of time. Do you think we all should do some
Becca, do you
chats
wanna go?
early?
Bye, Brandon.
Take care, Brandon.
Hi, Brandon.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm gonna reset my. Hey, bye, Brandon. Thanks for showing us. I'm gonna reset my router because I can't even hear you guys sometimes. So I'll be right back. Maybe I'll make it
Yeah.
back. Maybe I won't. But I gotta reset my shit. Yeah. All right.
Okay, see you in a few.
Okay.
Rebecca, do you want to take it away?
Oh yeah, I will absolutely. Oh,
Oh my goodness.
that's crazy. That was listen. It's been long nights and long days for me. We don't need those close-ups. Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead. Let me pull it up so we can. And I want to say thank you guys for definitely helping and supporting me. I really, really, really appreciate it. Okay, let's go to the super chats. So thank you, 20th Century, for the membership gift. Thank you. I appreciate that. Tiger, thank you for coming to my chat. He said Rebecca snuck in like she was late for church and the bishop was already preaching. I definitely did. I was just like, let me just come in. They talking. You know, when you put the finger up, that's what you do in the black church. When you interrupt and you coming in late, you just got to do like this. Like this helps any, but this is what you got to do when you walking in. Red Fire, Blue Ice, just a little something to help you out. I'd appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Schism said this I loved. Schism said, you inspired me to go to school. Thank you.
Wow.
I really love that. And I'm so proud
That's
of you for
awesome.
making the decision to go to school. How I inspired you. I thank you for warming my heart with that because I love me some education. And if you are able to get it while they're trying to mess with it right now, I think that's great. I think the more you know, the beautiful, the better. So shouts out to you, Schism, for that.
Oh, yeah.
I like that. That really warmed my heart. I was like, oh,
mine too.
That's the best kind of compliment.
I love
Yeah.
that. Parker 402 said, anyone wanting to lift their spirits, watch the celebration videos in Port-au-Prince, Haiti, when they qualified for the World Cup. That was like 2 days ago, earlier this week. Man, okay, that was really good news coming out of Haiti for us. We qualified after, I believe it's like over 50 years since we first qualified, and we qualified for the World Cup. So we gonna be in the World Cup. It was such a celebration in Haiti, and with all that's going on, we needed some good to come out of like what's happening or for Haitians, and everybody was celebrating. It was like a parade, and we haven't been able to have our carnivals and things of that sort. So it gave like carnival vibes for the last 2 days. Every night people have been out celebrating because this is a big deal.
Oh, that's amazing.
And the respect for us and our game and all of that. So it was beautiful. And also there's the Miss Haiti right now who's representing with a pageant. What's the pageant? The World Miss Universe something. But she is doing phenomenal. amazing, great. But not so great news about Haitians. Donald Trump is attacking another state representative who is Haitian, Sheila McCormick, out of Florida, and it's garbage what he's trying to do. You know, Ron DeSantis out there, they trying to get it just like they got AG out of New York, just like they got the other people. But that's a story I'll cover for another day. But it ain't no good. Donald Trump is really low down and dirty on how he's trying to really attack and indict these state representatives. But that's a developing story as well. 20th Century, thank you so much for your super chat. Love your voice here and the channel. Thank you for your commitment to journalism. You know, y'all just making me smile. That's just thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for your super chat, Demon Lord Rimuru Tempest. Thank you so much for your super chat. Tiger, thanks again. What team are y'all on? Because I'm gonna have to read this. Did Trump give the guac 5,000 to A? I had to read it. A, Bubba, not way too much. A, Bubba, Bill Clinton, or B, Bubba the horse?
If I had to guess, I would say the horse.
I mean, this is your super chat. You got to answer it. You know, someone paid for your political opinion and assessment, you know, for your expertise.
I don't have any on this one. I really think it was, I don't know. No comment. I play too much. Narrator 6896. Thank you so much for your super chat. Must we pretend? And this one I was like, preach. Must we pretend libs wouldn't sell their next of kin to be close to power, or that Trump stopped calling for the deaths of people he didn't like in 2017? They've been on, like you said, they've been on, and it's true. We are watching, or we will watch, and we have seen how liberals or people, they will start to bend themselves into a pretzel so they can get over to some form of power, you know, and then all the things that they said that they would do, or what they've experienced, or how they've been, they tend to forget that. So you're totally right, and thank you for your super chat. Ash. Oh no! Oh shit! Here we go. Thank you so much for your super chat. I gotta read these. Nobody blows Bubba's better than me. DJT.
Some say it's the best he's ever had.
Pendulous Dragon, thank you so much for your super chat. Love you, mean it. So glad to have you in the chat. The Bay Photo, thank you for your super chat. People like Pharrell just don't want to rock the status quo. It's true, because the status quo works for them. And now when it changes and they're now in the club, then it's like, what? You know, what? I can't hear over my money bags. Ugh, is that the poor people complaining again? That's what it's like for them. Tiger. Oh no, not
so
Tiger.
Good that came out this year.
What was it?
The Clips album that came out this year that was produced by Pharrell was so good too. So that really sucks to find out he's being such a piece of shit.
I used to like the Clips. I haven't listened to this though.
I don't like them anymore. I returned to form. I was like, God damn.
I didn't even know they dropped something. I didn't even see that.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Yeah. And now I ain't gonna listen to it. I wasn't anyway.
Right. I would have seen it and listened to it if I saw it, I guess.
Nintendo Gaming Channel 101007. Thank you so much for your super chat. Government issues new data demand for UK Apple user. Government's issuing a new data demand for UK Apple users. Not shocked. They already got all my information. Listen, my FBI agent be watching me like, girl. Like, really? Like, I'm pretty sure. Tiger, thank you so much for your super chat again. And Nicki's defense, she's used to protecting pedophiles. Absolutely. And that was a good point that Brandon did make. Lizzie Bennett, thank you. Cardi B versus Nicki Minaj debate. I definitely pay to see that. Members of the leftist mafia should moderate. They won't have us. And I don't think I'll be able to handle that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be impartial.
I'm too tired. No, I'm actually way too tired. I wouldn't have anything to give to it. I'm gonna be looking at both of them. I probably want to like looking at Nicki Minaj like, girl.
You just be like, fuck you, Nicki, the whole time.
And I'm gonna
like,
be like,
yeah. The moderator, Rebecca.
Absolutely. I'm gonna be like, girl, but you're not an immigrant. Like, ain't you an immigrant? Like, girl, like, let's be for real. And I don't know. And I'm gonna be like, Cardi, you gotta go be with the babies. You gotta get ready for tour. Like we don't have time for this. Alessandra Silva Ruiz, wish I had more, but you know how it is. Never shut up. We love hearing you. Love you, mean it. Listen, whatever you give is just enough, and I appreciate you for being here, and that means the world to me. So love you, mean it. Omega Shinron Dragon, Nicki Def running out of money because of her husband, and that's why she's drifting. Otherwise, she wouldn't care. I don't know if she's running out of money. I feel like, but she is paying a lot of money, and especially for the cases of her husband and all the things like that. But I just think that she is feeling left out. I think that she's mentally unwell. I do believe that. I don't want to diagnose her because I'm not a doctor or a therapist, and now Donald Trump says those are not even professions anyway. But I just think something's going on there that's deeper, and now she's just aligning herself for some kind of. She really wants to feel seen again, feel number one again. She won't take a seat and let other people just shine. And I think
she's also
really
narcissistic as well. I think that's a big part of it.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, it sucks to see this all happening in real time. And she just gets up the next day, the crack of dawn, and gets online to find, like, she tweets back to back, and she thinks, and then she calls herself. She quotes what a lot of people do when they're in positions of power or they're celebrities or something, and they're cussing people out and using nasty words. They'll use the Bible verse, touch not my anointed, like to protect themselves. And I'm like, girl, let's be for real. You aren't, like, your mouth isn't anointed. And biblically speaking, if you want to go there, what you're doing is not godly. But yet she believes that she's seated at the right hand of Jesus. It's crazy. And thank you so much for your super chat. JD Bovi 4181. Happy Thursday. Appreciate you all. Love the show. I also wanted to go because somebody did send me. I clicked on my donation link and they sent, or Aaron. Well, hold on. There's a comment there. I think I could read it in here. I can't read the whole thing, which sucks. I don't know how to do that. But it's Kowalski. He said, the Canadians missed the best Leftist Mafia show last week. Made my week for sure. I hope you all have a live show at some point. It would be an honor to meet the Leftist Mafia crew. I think there's more written there, but I can't read it. But thank you. Thank you so much. Hold on.
Yeah, did you guys see the show last week, Lance?
No, what happened?
We
had a live.
Oh,
we let people jump on camera with us, and it went really well, actually.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, of course, Kowalski would want to do the live show now that he knows that the entire Leftist Mafia audience, as well as some of the hosts, apparently thirst for him. I mean, wouldn't he feel like
yes,
like a great dude hanging out in front of all the people live?
Kowalski's handsome, and I think that everybody, you know, and we gave his page some love, so everybody definitely go make sure you subscribe, follow all the things. I think that what he does is beautiful, but we never seen Kowalski. He looks like the little the little cartoon face that he has, but in real life, and he really be on them tractors. It's just nice to see. So it was good. Yeah. So we got to see some of our favorite audience members, the people in the chat, all the things. So it was good to experience that and do it live. So hopefully we get to do it again with y'all there. But I also wanted to shout out Michael Carver. Dang, I said the whole government. I be trying not to do that. But thank you so much.
I think Rebecca's downplaying that a bit for you, Lance. Rebecca and Ariana were literally doing the awooga.
No. Who says that? Who says that? No, we were not. Amazing. We were proudly saying, oh, well, it was like, imagine. He was showing us the fields, and we saw the other tractors, and we saw work being done. And he was talking to us from behind the camera. And then he said, you know, let me not leave without showing y'all my face. And then when he flipped the camera, we was like, okay. You know, how you doing?
They were stun blasted, incapacitated.
So, it was nice to see. It was nice to see. You see, I'm always getting my rotisserie chicken money, so now I can see who I'm getting it from. Who's paying for my meals? No, but thank you, Michael. I really appreciate your very generous donation to me. I want to say thank you. Said gotta eat to keep up the fight, and I appreciate that. And to everybody thus far who has been supporting and giving and all the things. I really, really appreciate y'all because of you. The lights are on, all the things. I love y'all so much. Meaning, I am dropping a video tomorrow on my channel. I never got to talk about this because this year has been crazy, but I also reached 10,000 subscribers on my channel as well.
Hell yeah.
Like a month or two ago.
Congratulations.
But, so it's been good. So I really appreciate it. That's some good news for me as well. So the donation link is in my chat pinned. And again, I will see y'all next Thursday, y'all. We're gonna be on because it's the turkey.
It's Thanksgiving, yeah.
It's Thanksgiving.
Actually,
Before
you go, Rebecca, I just want to say I was thinking about you earlier this week because I don't know if you're a fan, but Haiti has made it to the World Cup.
We were talking about
we just talked about it, and yes, I am excited. I am a fan.
Oh, when I was knocked out of the, of course you brought it up when I wasn't in the. Yeah, all right. Well, congratulations, Haiti, for the first time since 1974, right?
Yeah, and it's been a long time. So now we're here. We get to do it after all this time. And what's really special about that is that the people in Haiti got to celebrate a moment. We don't have to. Because every year, we won't be making it, and then we got to go and like cheer for Brazil, right? And we really in it. We don't have to be like Brazil or Argentina. We are like Haiti is in there, and we get to really celebrate, and hopefully we do really great. But thus far, it's been so good to see, and the tears that were happening on the field from the soccer players was so genuine because they did something huge for Haiti, just even getting qualified. So I'm happy. I'm excited. And but yeah, are we coming next Thursday? No, we're not. Yeah.
I was planning on it, but if you guys are all taking a vacation, then it's a vacation.
Yeah.
You and David Doel could do a show, which means that you can do a show.
And then shouts out to David though. I missed him, and it was good to see David. I know he dropped off, but I just wanted to say I missed you, David, and it was so
always
good to
happy
see
to
you.
have David.
So good to see your face. Missed you. Love you.
Yeah,
all right. See y'all. No, not next Thursday, but the Thursday after next. All right. Bye, guys.
All right. See ya.
Bye.
Did you want to go next, Lance? I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick, and then
I can go right now. I got him in front of me. Okay. Cartoon 49. Thank you for the $2. How concerned should we be if Paramount buys Warner Brothers? I would say concerned because it's always bad when huge corporations cannibalize one another and basically have a monopoly over an industry.
It seems pretty clear that Warner Brothers is being bought out. So I think we gotta like. I mean,
Comcast and Netflix have to put forward their packages right now for transparency. Yeah.
So like, it's gonna that scenario where they're gonna get bought out is going to happen. Now the question is who's gonna buy them out, and I think Comcast is certainly, as weird as it's gonna be to say this, Comcast is certainly preferable to the insane Paramount Saudi Arabia combination deal that possibly awaits Warner Brothers. Please, Comcast, if you're gonna do something good, buy Warner Brothers, I guess, as weird as it sounds.
Yeah, I mean, Matt's right. It's happening no matter what, and it's bad no matter what. But there, I guess, are worse situations. That's all there is to it.
All right, but if it's good, it is preferable that, like, if the news drops that Comcast buys Warner Brothers, it's actually the best case scenario. I just want people to understand that, because Paramount is planning the worst. Where Saudi Arabia is involved. It's the new right wing. What's his face from Oracle's son runs Paramount now, and they're very close to Donald Trump, and Barry Weiss is at CBS. The Looney Tunes being a Donald Trump aligned associated production would be the saddest thing imaginable.
Cucker Tarlson, thank you for the $4.99 with the message fuck yeah, let's go Brandon. Evan from Portland, member of 20 months, thank you. My union, Oregon's third largest repping workers at Oregon Health and Science University, just voted 93% to strike. Hell yeah, congratulations. That's huge, awesome news. Bay Photo, I think it was a $4.99. Didn't Asmongold fall through his roof cleaning dead rats out of his attic? I didn't know about that one, but I believe it. There was a possum that was in his roof that broke through because it was so disgusting and falling apart that it eventually, I guess, the juices soaked through the ceiling, and then it actually collapsed in the middle of his house.
This is
I know
like
about
some
that
fucking
one.
cartoon character shit.
Thank you for the other Don't Obey photo. Looney Tunes 9000, thank you so much for the $4.99. How the hell are we not to know where Oscar takes a piss in his can? I do Muppets pee and poo? That's, I guess, a question for scientists.
No, they don't have buttholes.
Okay.
I mean, they got butts.
Yeah, there's no hole though, or no urethra for them.
I mean,
to
there is
pee,
a hole. I mean, that's where the hand goes.
Right. Well, yeah, maybe. I stand corrected.
Apparent dreamboat extraordinaire, Prairie Fire Neb for the $5 says, do you think the Tory defectors and retirements is a net good for Canada, or will it bolster the neoliberal hold on the system? Is PP losing control? Yeah, if everyone in America doesn't know, Canada just voted on its budget, which meant that as of Tuesday, we could have gone to an election. If it didn't pass, it had to have passed. And a couple of conservatives actually did what's called crossing the bench. And one of them actually joined the Liberals in order to, I guess, not only support it because it's a pretty right-wing budget. That sucks. The NDP voted for it because they can't risk an election because they don't have a leader right now. And it passed, and it sucks. It's the biggest increase in our military in my lifetime, and in the RCMP and border security, while taking away a lot of social safety nets. So it's a very right-wing budget, and it sucks. And that's what you get with the neoliberal center-right politician banker. He'll do center-right politician banker shit.
That sucks.
Yeah. Narrator 6896 with the $5. Other Matt, when is Matt coming on Leftist Mafia? Matt, Leftist Mafia. There's a joke there. Wait, be right back. Binder,
That's a good.
That'd be great. Yeah.
Yeah, we should get Matt Leck on. Absolutely.
That'd be amazing. Yeah, I love Matt.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know
And
why
David,
it's
too.
never
David Riscom.
it's never happened. Yeah, it never even occurred to me. I don't know why, but that's a good idea.
All right, Binder will set it up, and maybe we could bring on both of the Left Reckoning boys. They're pretty awesome. I like their show. And finally, Bay Photo with the $1.99. Whoever buys Warner Brothers Discovery will own CNN. And then on the Twitch side, thank you Tigwick for the gifted sub. Thank you Fluvius for the gifted sub. A Difficult Truth, thank you for the raid. Looney Tunes 9000, thank you for the sub. And Petbull, thank you for the sub. Take it away, boys. It's all you.
All right. Did you want to go first, Matt?
No, you could go ahead.
Alrighty, let me see here. We have Octawolf. Thank you for becoming a member. And also thank you to Mackie Fermian for becoming a member. Let's see here. Action FN Jackson says, any thoughts on Jenksgiving this year? I'm not going to watch it live, but I will watch the VOD for sure, because it's always very
Jenksgiving?
Jenksgiving, the epic debate, the showdown between Hassan and Cenk Uygur. It's always very...
Oh, they do that? Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's always very entertaining, for sure. Brain-rotting, but entertaining. Cartoon says thoughts on Sydney Sweeney's newest film, Bombing. I love that it bombed. Yeah, I think that, it's shitty that you have her playing an LGBTQ character, and it would be nice for that story to get out. But overall, I think that my priority is more fuck Sydney Sweeney, so I'm glad that it bombed. Tim Cox says, where's that? Hang on 1 second here. Next one is Tim Cox. Let me find it. Hang on, my stuff's jumbled here. Let me it seems like they're kind of out of order. That's so weird. Let me go backwards and see if I can line them up again. Okay, we have Kenzie. Thank you for being a member for 29 months. ABS says, "Hey Mike, did you see my DMs? Also, did you hear about Saudi Arabia and Universal supposedly trying to buy out WBD?" Well, we did. Yeah, definitely heard about that. We just talked about that. I have not checked my DMs though. I'll have to try to do that sometime this weekend. I've been very, very bad on emails and DMs and whatnot, so I apologize. M. Roos says, "Have you seen the socialist running in Wisconsin? Francesca Hung is already having establishment people going up against her. Would be cool if she came on the show." I've not heard of Francesca Hung, but I'll try to remember to take a look at her campaign and see what's going on. Check her out. Not My Michael says, "Was wondering if any of you have heard that James Comer is launching an investigation into the 1630 Fund, aka the dark money group funding the notorious Chorus program." I have not seen that. I'll have to look into that. Next up is... Oh man, my chats are so like jumbled around. It's not in order in the background. So this is going to be a little bit tricky. It's like they're not starred or something. Let me see. I'm sorry. Give me 1 sec. I'll try to... Because I still can't find Tim Cox, Ryan Chan. There's a bunch of them in here that just aren't showing up for me. It's really weird. Maybe you can find them on your end. I'm not sure if you'll have any better luck, Matt.
Well, I had to drop it. Oh wait, because it's start. Hold on. What are you looking for? Which one?
So I'm trying to find Tim Cox's super chat. It's not on StreamYard, but it's on my YouTube backend.
Tim Cox, you said?
Yeah, Tim Cox.
Is this a pulling my leg here?
No. It's a $9.99 super chat.
I actually don't see it. I guess it didn't show up in StreamYard for some reason.
Oh, okay. I read Tim's earlier, and I read Ryan's earlier. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. That would explain why I can't find them, because I unstarred them. Okay.
Good job.
My goodness. Okay, I won't unstar anything again, because that completely threw me off. All right, back on track. Action Jackson says, "Does Zohran let Trump have it tomorrow or cuddle him?"
I was
Friday.
I was ready for you to read the next I am from Amanda Hug and Kiss. I was very...
So I don't think that there's going to be fireworks. It would be great if if that were the case, but I think that Zohran is not going to do anything to embarrass himself. Trump might, but I'll be watching that for sure. Ryan Chan says, "Adriano Espaillat / Grace Meng just got challengers." Okay, I'll look into. There's a lot of challengers. That's good to see. Cucker Charleston says, "Let's go, Brandon." Chris Corcoran says, "Have you seen Smiling Friends? New season, funny as fuck." I've not heard of Smiling Friends, but I will check that out. I'm always looking for new shows.
Love Smiling Friends. It's so much fun. And yeah, the new season's amazing.
What is that on a streaming service?
It's on Adult Swim.
Oh, Adult Swim. Okay, I don't. Oh shit, my whole thing just crashed. I don't have Adult Swim, or at least I don't think I do. I don't know what that is part of.
It's it's simultaneously adorable and horrifying, and uses 50 different animation styles to do crazy stuff. It's a lot of fun. But I can see why it's not everyone's taste, because it's pretty it's very ADHD, and I say that as someone with ADHD. It's yeah.
That could be fun.
Yeah.
Okay, Nicholas Riverin says, "Do the old establishment Democrats have cozy retirement plans already, rich enough to just quit and live their best lives? What motivates them?" That's a question that I think about all the time, honestly, because if you could tell me right now, Mike, you could retire, you don't have to do another YouTube video ever again, I'd be like, okay, cool. But they're not just getting a regular working class person retirement. They have fucking a pension. They have gold standard healthcare forever. They have millions of dollars. It boggles the mind why they don't fuck off. The fact that they're working.
It's the power. It's the
power. But who cares? You're 89 years old. You're gonna die tomorrow. Why would you care about power? It's crazy.
They want the power. That's very. It makes them feel. It makes them feel. I don't know, but that's totally what it is.
Finally feel feelings.
They're power perverts.
they got to feel something. They got.
It's crazy.
That's my explanation.
You know what pisses me off way more than that? How people like Elon Musk are the most miserable humans on the world while being the richest. Like you could do so many fun things with unlimited resources. Everyone always fantasizes, like I'd have an island for me and my friends. We'd have 24/7 parties, invent healthy cocaine, like all that kind of stuff, right? And all he does is just be miserable and stay on Twitter all day and doom scroll and do ketamine and piss himself. And like he doesn't even have sex. He sends his sperm to women to inseminate them. Like he doesn't enjoy anything about life. It's such a miserable existence.
Yeah.
Interesting though that Lance, his go-to if he ever had lots of money would be to become Jeffrey Epstein and buy an island.
I thought you were going to say John McAfee.
If I had like unlimited money, I would just get like $1 million in cash and just like walk up to random people and be like, "Here's $10,000." Like, "Hello, little kid. Here's 1,000." Like,
not do the Mr. Beast thing where you have to film it to get the reactions for content, and just be like, $10,000. Okay, cool.
Not clout farm, just like to a cashier. You know what? Here's $100K. Take the year off. Take 2 years off. Just be a fucking like Daddy Warbucks or whatever. Just be nice. Be the Monopoly man. But they're fucking miserable pieces of shit. Cosmere Dragon says, reminder next week, if LM is not on Thursday, invite Kyle if on another day. What about LM Kyle and Corn crossover episode or a LM KKF crossover episode? At some point we will bring on Kyle if the timing is right, because he has other shows and other obligations. So we'll try to make it happen eventually. I did bring Kyle on last year for my vacation. We did like a pre-recorded interview. So I'm bringing you the Kyle content. I did a video about Kyle a couple of weeks ago to quench your thirst, but Kyle's in hot demand right now. We will have to bring him on at some point. Demon Lord. Where's Demon Lord? Damn, Demon Lord, $50 super chat. That is a lot of money. Thank you so much, Demon Lord. That's so kind of you. Jesus Christ. Thank you. I watch Asmongold for some odd the gaming reactions, and anytime he's reacting to a Bernie Sanders video to see him agree to just about everything Bernie says. Also, did you see Kyle Kalinske video calling Asmongold the dumbest streamer of 2025? I did see that. I saw that, and I watched the Vanguard. They did like a breakdown of the back and forth. If you like Asmongold for the gaming stuff, I think that's perfectly fine. I think that he doesn't do any
gaming stuff anymore though.
Yeah, he used to do gaming stuff apparently, but like he just comes off as somebody who doesn't really know what he's talking about and decided to get into politics because he's like recently activated and doesn't know enough about it. His gaming stuff, based on what I saw, was like very poor. I mean, I had limited experience with it, but I remember, like, I think I talked about this before. I was looking up reviews for Lords of the Fallen, and the first one that came up was Asmongold, and it's like a fucking 30-minute video where he's just watching somebody else's video and just like being like, yep, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I wasn't like watching it. I put it on and I listened, and I thought that it was Asmongold that was talking, but it was like the dude he was watching that was talking the whole time. I'm like, what the fuck? So I just like tried to find the real video, because like, what's the point? You're not adding anything. But I mean, look, if he's your cup of tea, that's cool. Just don't let him red pill you, and don't let his bullshit and like terrible, misogynistic, genocidal, racist views rub off on you, because sometimes, subconsciously, people you watch can have that effect. So just be cognizant of that fact. But, it's good to know that he still agrees with Bernie. Maybe there's some hope for him. Maybe he can be open-minded, although based on what I've seen, like some of the stuff that he says, I would guess that he cultivated an audience that's going to kind of box him into this reactionary type content. But, hopefully he'll change. I don't know enough about him to really say otherwise, other than just like, I hope that, he does better, because the shit he says is, it's bad. It's very bad and uninformed. Cartoon says, thoughts on Kyle Kalinske v. Asmongold beef on Twitter. Find it sad that many folks would support him over Kyle. These folks need IRL community. So I don't think people are really, it's just Asmongold's audience that is like bombarding Kyle's video, but I think that every leftist is on team Kyle, myself included, because I mean, if you look, if you're gonna get into politics and you're not gonna stay in your lane and just talk about gaming and anime, then people are gonna come at you. And Kyle's been doing this for a very long time, and he knows what the fuck he's talking about. So, Asmongold might have a bigger audience than Kyle at the moment, and can send his little trolls to attack him. But that doesn't make him automatically correct. Kyle is objectively right. Asmongold does not know what he's talking about. So yeah, I saw that. I watched the Vanguard's video on it, and yeah. Corey Springer. Where's Corey Springer? I don't know. Wait, find the next one here. Tara. Oh, here we go. Corey Springer, member for 28 months. Thank you so much. Tara, she recommended that stand-up video. Thank you so much, Tara. Appreciate that. Bay Photo says, hey, Mike, quiet, piggy. How dare you? Tara says, even those preying on 18-year-olds would go younger if the law wasn't there. And that's so gross to think about. The Bay Photo says, of course Trump was being sweet with MBS. Who do you think is buying all that Trump coin? Like, seriously, they've been bankrolling the Trump coin. I mean, that's all of it, really. That explains all of it. He doesn't want the gravy train to stop rolling. Unknown says, aren't Republicans saying that Democrats are all over the files? Wasn't Trump a Democrat back in the day? I'm not really sure if he was. Maybe he was a Democrat. My understanding is he donated to a lot of Democrats, but he also donated to Republicans. But either way,
he was a Democrat. He was a Democrat back. He
was.
But he was like one of those Wall Street Democrats.
Okay. So he's a corpo dem. I mean, I'm not going to be surprised to see Democrats in the Epstein Files at all. But if they're in there, then if there's evidence of wrongdoing, they need to be prosecuted. Look, Chomsky is in the Epstein Files. Chomsky's in the Epstein Files. If there's evidence of wrongdoing, I'm sorry, you got to haul his 150 fucking 4-year-old ass to prison because we can't let rich people get away with crimes. That's just not acceptable to me. I don't give a fuck who you are. And I love Chomsky, like what he puts into the world, but I don't know why you're chumming it up with a fucking pedophile. Unknown also says, I don't know. There's a few celebrities that are wonderful. A few come to mind. David Tennant, Russell T. Davies. They're wonderful. Talking about our conversation about celebrities.
It'd be really funny. It'd be really funny if Chomsky did the Trump excuse. Like I was watching him closely. Just
I was a double agent.
Yeah.
He's like this. You know that episode of South Park where the cop was trying to do like a prostitution bus, but he was fucking all of the dudes, and then he would arrest them.
Right.
Let me see.
Someone had to do it.
Yeah. Okay, so that is actually that's it. That's all that I have. But yeah, those are the good celebrities for sure. Because we were bitching about celebrities being annoying, Nicki Minaj and Pharrell. But yeah, I agree with him there. But that is all that I have.
All right, let's go to. I'll go to mine now. Can you go through it on the StreamYard and pull them up for me?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Here we go. Cucker Tarlson with a super chat. Thanks for having Brandon on. Love to you all. Yeah, Brandon's great. I would love to have him on more. He's amazing. An honest to goodness pleasure to be on a show with him every Thursday on the Majority Report. He is fantastic. I wish my internet wasn't all messed up though earlier because there was some conversations I just stuck out of because I didn't want to fuck it up with my stream quality. Tokyo Hans with 5 gifted memberships. Thank you so much. NC Sketchy with a super chat. It's not primary season. What's the point of challenging Jeffries so soon? It would only discourage other potential primary runners. No, this is primary season now. You got to start you have to start putting it out there that you're going to run.
Yeah.
I mean, the primaries are in June. You want to hit the ground running. You gotta you want to be meeting with people and getting the signatures to get on the ballot and all that stuff right now. November, December is when you want that done. I'm not sure when the cutoff is, but you want to get in well before the cutoff.
Right.
Tokyo Hans with a super chat. A lot of stuff in English is based in Arabic. Pretty much anything that starts with al. For example, algebra, alcohol, which means spirit, Alan Rickman. Very funny, Tokyo Hans.
Alan Rickman.
Alan Rickman, yes. Rachel Atwood with the super chat. Did McMahon think AI was about the steak sauce? A1. Oh, right. Linda McMahon called AI A1 a couple months ago.
Oh, she did. I remember seeing that.
She has no idea about nothing. She's
what a dumbass.
She's got to be one of the dumbest people in the Trump administration, and that's saying something.
As the education secretary, love that.
Right. The Bay photo of the super chat. So much hinges on Zohran being successful as mayor. He might not get everything done, but his accomplishments will set the tone for leftists 26 and 28. Yes,
True.
absolutely.
True.
Bad Enchilada with a super chat, member for 5 months. It'd be easier for DSA to win a primary against Jeffries if Zohran accomplishes a lot of his agenda. Get results and fight Jeffries is a better strat. Right, but my point was that he could focus on that and just not weigh in on that race. Narrator with a few super chats in a row, so I'm just going to read them all. Ready, Mike? There's 3 super chats from Narrator in a row.
I'm ready.
MTG's a bigot, but I think it's important that we recognize there are cons who cynically lie to gain power and those that stupidly believe those lies. The difference between the MTGs and the Thunes is there are few MTGs in power, but many voters. Being honest about it is necessary for rehabilitation. Rehabilitation, not redemption. It's great to megaload the conservative masses, but it's either rehabilitation or we give up on democracy. No, yes, absolutely. Listen, I think I am watching MTJ, Marjorie Taylor Greene, with great interest to see what she's planning here and to see what her supporters are doing with her change. I've always said that Trump voters who aren't the MAGA faithful are completely winnable and should be given the opportunity to be rehabbed and realize, that they made a mistake of voting Trump. When we talk about Trump and MAGA, we're talking about like the influencers, the true believers, the hardcore, the ones that are the leaders who are duping the followers. That's who we're talking about. Or at least I am. I think everyone else on the show is too.
Yeah, and my whole thing with Marjorie Greene, for the record, I love what she's doing. I love that she is making Trump's life miserable. But that doesn't mean you welcome her to the Democratic Party. Like, Jamie Raskin has said, oh, we're a Big Tent. Even Marjorie Greene is welcome. Like, no, she was just attacking trans people this week, saying we should pass her bill to ban gender affirming care. Like, rein it in, okay? Don't get overly excited and fall over yourself to welcome every single fucking fascist into the party. Let them fight, and then just stay out of it.
The opening to Nazis, that's like weirdos who are trying to align with Nick Fuentes because they think that he's like, anti-Israel. He's not pro-Palestinian. He hates Muslims. He hates Palestinians.
Right.
He hates everything. There's nothing to be gained by aligning with people whose entire lives have been nothing but hate.
Yeah, that's a great analogy too. Because that's why I also don't think like it's good to align with Nick Fuentes because there's an ulterior motive there. Let him instigate drama in the Republican Party. Let him do his thing, but don't be like, welcome to the anti-Zionist movement, Nick Fuentes. Like, just draw lines and have standards. That's my only plea.
Yeah, we need to need a little bit more information about where they're going with this before you welcome them. They need to do a bit more to prove themselves than just welcoming them right in the fold.
Yeah.
Looney Tunes 9000 with a super chat. Next time your camera screws with you, just turn on camera 2. It's not my camera that's messing up. It was my internet connection or my modem, like my wireless route, my router. I couldn't tell. I just reset them both and hope for the best, and it fixed. Narrator with 6'8" 96 with a super chat. Remember the Panama Papers? Those did feel like a forever ago, didn't they?
Yeah.
Let's see. Mortified Penguin with a super chat. Just got my back pay as a Fed. Love y'all. Brandon is a lovely addition this week. Absolutely. And great to see that.
Happy to see that.
They got you your money.
Yeah. Thank
Unbelievable.
goodness they couldn't deny that to you. That would have been so fucked.
Let's see. Kowalski with the super chat. Weather forecasts are calling for a wet, snowy winter for the northern plains to the northeast this year. Is the Binder household pro snow? The children are pro snow. I, on the other hand, am not pro snow. It seems sort of pointless as an adult, doesn't it?
I always like it at first, but it wears out its welcome really quick.
Yeah. Tucker Tolson again with the super chat. Petition to keep Brandon as a new leftist mafioso. I would love to, but he's in Europe right now. So it would be very difficult for him, I think, to be a regular on this show, honestly.
Yeah.
He was joining us very late for him. Narrator with another super chat. Oh, wait, no, narrator's got 2 in a row here. Let's read them. Don't try to crab dip. Yeah. And Cook County in Illinois just guaranteed income for residents in 2026. What? When are we going to get PBD on the show? Well, I don't think that's going to happen.
On that.
Yeah. Riddlor CVE with a super chat. Brandon played a clip the other day from the Today Show text with Jesus. You should look it up and watch it. Funny and scary. Text with Jesus. All right. And then Fred J. Walsh with the 5 gift memberships. Thank you so much. And over on Twitch, really quick, let me see. A4G Productions subscribe with Prime. Thank you so much. Rude Dog 2525 resubscribe with Prime, subscriber for 28 months. And Jeltzy resubscribed for 3 months at Tier 1. They've been a subscriber for 4 months. Poggers, Brandon on Leftist Mafia, says Jeltzy. Thank you all so much for the support. Is that it? Are we done?
So I got a couple more that I missed from earlier. But there was this one. I don't know if Rebecca saw it. I could be just mistaken, but it's still starred, so I just want to read it from Angela. Rebecca and the Canadians next week, please. And then for me, there was this super sticker from Dumpster Diving Dragon. It is a smiley. It's like an emoji with the mouth open and then like a swirl, the dizzy swirl in the eyes. And then Chemical Dragon says, as a park ranger, I heard before when designing a trash can in national parks, there's an overlap between the smartest bear and the dumbest tourist. G-Wix says TLM should buy Warner Brothers. Surely you are all billionaires. We should consider that. If we put in a bid, maybe we might be able to beat out Saudi Arabia. And David Ellison. Kowalski says, in the Kowalski household, we do not have turkey. We have prime rib and loaded mashed potatoes. What is everyone's favorite holiday food? So I would have to say stuffing. That's probably my favorite. Stuffing is always my go-to. And also mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes. I mean, you just can't go wrong with mashed potatoes.
I'll double down on the stuffing. Now I want stuffing.
I could eat like a whole, like just bowl of stuffing. Like if that was the only thing. It's so good. Also, pecan pie. Love pecan pie. Let me see. Demon Lord here says, I never watch Asmongold for his political views. F that. That's good to know. Yeah. Don't watch for his political views. If you watch for gaming, whatever. Just don't get your politics from Asmongold. Shit, here we go. Says, what's y'all's thoughts on Shine Bomb riots in Mexico? For me, it kind of feels like an op, like that whole Gen Z uprising. You saw like the former president.
Right-wing.
Yeah, the fucking. Did you see
Vincent Fox, the ex-president, was there.
Yeah, he had a one-piece shirt on, like he's a fucking Zoomer. You see
How
people...
do you do, fellow revolutionary Gen Z?
Oh no, we actually don't support her. She doesn't really have an 80% approval rating. Shut the fuck up. It's just
there was Nazis there. They wrote the words Jewish whore in Spanish on one of the buildings.
Oh jeez.
It was a astroturf. I think that there was probably a smaller percentage of actual right-wing Gen Zers who originally were going to show up, and then the whole thing got astroturfed by an actual effort by the right to try and dethrone a successful, very popular left-wing leader. And then that's what the West reported on, as if it was like an organic Gen Z movement. So
right. And they always do this shit too. It's the same playbook. They do this in Latin American countries all the fucking time. It's really sick. And a lot of these fascists in Latin American countries, they like try to get US to be involved because they know the US has been involved, from Allende to fucking Venezuela. It's honestly gross. Long Shank says Happy Trans Day of Remembrance. Remember us. Yeah, that's right. Happy Trans Day of Remembrance.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. And last but not least, I believe this is for you, Matt.
Oh, is it? Oh, it's Jesus.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah,
AI
Jesus.
too.
Oh.
My brain is broken. I read this AI.
I wasn't sure which previous comment you were referring to.
We moved fast on this show.
For raids, there's Rhizome, Caseytron, Maple Takes,
whatever you want to do.
We've never done Caseytron. I would like to
All right, let's do it.
Caseytron. Yeah.
How do you spell that?
Casey like Casey and Tron like the movie Tron, the one that just came out. Where
How do you spell Casey? I don't know.
On and out over here.
It's Kacy, right?
Kaceyytron.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. I was misspelling it completely.
Shoot. All right,
thanks to all the mods and all the chats for keeping us safe. Y'all are amazing. Thanks for all your hard work.
Shout out to the mods.
Happy Thanksgiving to all our U.S. viewers.
Yes, we will see you again. I'll be back on the 4th. That'll be my last show of the year because I'm taking some time off from.
Oh, really? You're going to be gone for the last 3 weeks of the year? Damn.
Yeah. I'm doing it. I'm going to try to if I could prepare enough
videos. For the brain. You're going to finish so many games.
I'm excited. Yeah, I'm really excited.
All right, bye,
everybody.
Love you. See you soon.
Take care.
All right, I'm hitting raid.
All right.
Peace, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving.